Whoa. Hello. Hello. How are you? Okay, hang on. Let me just adjust some stuff. Everything's good. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. We're gonna stream today. How light up the chat. Let me know how audio levels and stuff are, because I want to know. That's good to have. How's everyone doing tonight? We are starting to stream off strong. We are starting a series of streams. We're going to see how it goes. I've missed streaming so much. And with Game Pass, hey, let's bounce around and play some stuff and go from there. So, yeah. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and do that. The game I'm kicking off this series is Fallout 3 because I am knee deep in editing Starfield right now. And it's kind of nice to look back and maybe I've made some fatal error in remembering what I played of Fallout 3. But I figure, hey, let's start out with something big and relevant to the Bethesda games that I have been playing. So it's Monday afternoon. It is frigid outside. My dogs hate it. It is not great, but we're inside where it's warm. It hit with negative 25, negative 30 with the wind chill today. Siri, I don't stop. And it's been nuts. Hey there, country mouse. Hi. Hello. How are you, young lady? How's that going for you? I think everything's good. We can switch over to the game. I'm actually, hopefully OBS doesn't crash. But I'm through the car. Ooh, I'm on the speaker. That's awesome. All right, well, you're gonna hear a bunch of orchestral sounds of the soundtrack and all that nonsense in just a second here. I'm planning on I got a special source recorder thing so that I can record the footage natively from OBS while I'm streaming, and I hope that turns out pretty well. The cat's gonna hop up here any minute now and go from there. So let us we'll bring up gameplay. I don't see any gameplay. That's cool. Dope. What you got going on there, bro? Come on. There we go. That's good. That's a good sound. Oh, yep. That audio should be alright. Okay, let's hop into the world of Fallout. And I'm going to start recording. And if you are in the Discord, a lot of effort into promoting this game, and I know that Fallout 3 is the game, their first Fallout game. This looks really crunchy. I mean, it's high definition, or it's supposed to be high definition, but it's like, oh, that's crunchy, man. I don't know if this is 720p video or whatever. I know this is everyone's first Fallout, except maybe New Vegas, or loud thing. Blah, 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 blah. No. Oh, damn it. Come on. I hate messing with monitor controls.
War.
God. Come on.
Our ancestors first discovered the killing power of
Perlman.
rock and bone. Blood has been spilled in the name of everything, from God to justice to simple
Bring in the volume
psychotic
down.
rage. In the year 2077, after millennia...
So I played the
of
first couple
conflict,
Fallouts, and then when this came out, it's like, oh, finally everyone's going to join me
no longer.
in enjoying this series for the first time ever.
The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire.
And it seemed inevitable that this would go to 3D, that this would go to first person, that it would shed, the top-down dimetric view. That seemed inevitable. I didn't give Bethesda any crap for that. What I did give them crap for, however, with this game, is the fact that, and you can see it here, the quote-unquote piss filter, or the sewer filter that they have on this game, is irritating to look at. Whereas the first couple games were vibrant
In the early days,
and pretty,
thousands were spared
and
the horrors of the Holocaust by
enjoyable.
taking refuge in enormous underground shelters.
Then it lived long enough to see itself become the villain, and then they have it Fallout 76. I don't know. I mean, I know that launched bad, but I've heard it's gotten a lot better.
To greet them.
They just
All
did it
except
wrong.
those in Vault 101.
I did love Fallout 4 though, and I did a review about that, so you can watch that review.
When fire rained from the sky. The
And
giant
they didn't
steel
bring back
door
Ron
of
Perlman
Vault
for
101
Fallout
slid
4. I don't know if they
closed
did it for
and
76.
never reopened. It was here.
Bethesda / ZeniMax made just a lot of just really crappy decisions, from Redfall to the stuff revolving Fallout 76 to the other games in the wet, stuff like that. So you had fun all the way up to 76? Yeah, sure. I just did not like this green thing going on here. 4 After Survival was unveiled was really awesome. Is that the hardcore mode for 4? Alright, let's start this thing. I did like they did a really good job with the retro art. I know they had a really good lead-in with Leonard Boyarsky. And this looks really good too, like really smooth in a way that I don't remember on the 360, because this is emulating through a 360. Gotcha. It's tempting. It's tempting to play survival mode and see how far I get. I already saw this. Why would you show it to me twice? Theoretically, I have a cloud save for this. Theoretically. Because I put, I don't know, like 55, 60 hours into this. Theoretically. Let me move me around a little. Can I just move me around? That looks better.
Let's see. Are you a
That
boy
looks better.
or a girl? It's a boy. A boy. We've got a son, Catherine.
I remember Liam Neeson being a big add-on. Like, oh my god, Liam Neeson's playing your dad? That was a get. People look back to the first Fallout. I look back to the first Fallout, and I was like, that is so many celebrities. They got MacGyver in that first Fallout game. Tony Shalhoub's in that first game before he was popular.
I'm sure of it. Look at you. Look at you. Hi there.
The settlement aspect of Fallout 4 was heavily criticized, but after they revamped the survival mode, then that made sense. I thought it made sense before.
Your mother and I. What do you think about
For me, and this is something I'm running into with Starfield, is that I understand that there's not a whole lot of point in having a settlement, really, or an outpost in Starfield, but using those mechanics to
like they've finished the
do stuff in the main story
See what you look like
was
when you're all
awesome. I thought that was awesome. I thought it was weird that you had such a small view window when you're making your character. Yep, got it. You did like the presets I'm reminded of. Yeah, that's Is it Ivan? I don't know. Sometimes I forget that this game is 15, 16 years old. Why is it so murky looking? Let's go to customize shape. Oh god, I really don't want to go through all this. Except, we'll go white. Yeah, I got some cheeks. Jaw. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Tone. White as chalk. Flush. That's some Irish. There are eye sockets. You can't even make anything in your character here. Mustache. There's no mustache. That's fine. General? No? What color? Yeah. I don't understand where the, where's the beard at? The heck is going on? Beard. There's no beard. Oh, I guess hair is next. Why are they putting color before? Whatever. Oh, heckin'. Gunslinger. Yeah. Shaggy sideburns. They get some Wolverine action there. That's pretty good. Old coat. Yep. It is strange. Like, why are you deciding what color your hair should be before you even dictate that you have hair? Who designed this game? Is it Todd? Is this all Todd's fault? Ladies, man. Yep. I'll take that. I am a ladies' man. Daddy-o. Okay. Alright, that's a automatic. Alright, we're going with Daddy-o. Alright, back. Facial hair, hairstyle. Draggled high riser. Buzz cut. Where? Clean. Yeah, the tunnel snakes. Took them to make Skyrim to fix character creation. And balding. Yeah. I have never really understood the point of doing all this, which is something I talk about in this upcoming Starfield review. Yeah, we'll do clean cut. That's fine. There's really no point in it because you never see your character unless you're playing online, or not playing online. What I'm saying, unless you're playing third person. Like, what's even the point? Yeah, sure.
You're going to look a lot like your dad. See that, Catherine?
See, I played when this game came out. I had the day off. I went to work because I worked at Best Buy. And I had the $5 pre-order for a copy, even though we got 1 billion copies anyway, which is the way we did things at Best Buy. Which I think helped them forecast allocations and stuff like that. And I came in, started playing. I played this on a CRT, and before you could install games on the Xbox 360 hard drive, you were relying on the DVD, which was super slow, so long load times and stuttery performance. And as soon as they let you install the game to the hard drive, it became super dope. Super dope. So, alright. Well, it made sense after 4 because of cutscenes. Yeah, because Fallout 4 was the only game that had the reverse shot. But in Skyrim and every other Bethesda game, even Starfield, you'd never look at your character. You never see it.
Just a little further.
Oh, they're not going to let me pick up the book before I go over to Liam Neeson. Oh boy, you're streaming. How's that going? It's going great. I'm going to see Liam Neeson.
There you go. My goodness, just a year old and already walking like a pro. Your mother would have been so proud. Listen,
Wonder how many days they had of him.
I don't
Ooh,
like it
sliding
when I
around
leave
there.
you alone, but I need you to take care of yourself for a minute.
This looks so
Just
much
stay here
sharper
while Daddy runs
than I
through
remember
some
playing it back in the day.
I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, it feels like a classic. I got a ball here. Hang on. They didn't give me anything to interact with. Alright, let's open the gate. Let's get out of here. I love how, I love how they expanded the retro stylings from last time. Strength, no. Perception, yes. Endurance, yes. Charisma, 2 points. Oh, no. Let's give intelligence. And luck. Got it. Crawling on the floor and seeing your dad is Liam Neeson. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Who wouldn't want their dad to be Liam Neeson? The enhancements that they did for this so that it'll work on Xbox Series with the backwards compatibility are nuts. To grab it, press right stick. Oh. I didn't realize this was mechanic. Whoa! That's throwing away there. Little Mouse and the friends say hi. Hello!
Come on over here.
Hello!
Show you something. See that?
Oh, yeah, because my dad's got a particular set of skills. He's really good into
Revelation
water
26.
filtration.
I am
Oh my god, Liam Neeson's right here. Ah,
the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is a thirst.
Well, hello
for
there.
the
How's it going?
water of life freely. She always loved that. All right, come on. Let's go see if your little friend Amada wants to play.
in Nuka-Cola truck. Imagine growing up in a vault. I always thought it would be cool to wander around a vault. I can't believe my dad would just let me wander around like this.
Hey, is it coming through?
I remember the ad campaign for this was a big heckin' deal.
Stanley, you turned the lights on too fast. You blinded the poor kid. Happy birthday.
Last time I had a party this big or close this big was my 5th birthday. We were in Germany,
You're already 10.
and
So
they
proud.
invited kind of everyone in the apartment
Congratulations, young man.
complex.
I don't have to tell you how special this day is, do I?
See, I'm
Down
looking
here
at- oh,
in Vault 101, when you turn 10, well, you're ready to take on your first official vault responsibilities.
They made a cake with
So
the
here you
the
are.
front
As
view of the
overseer, I hereby present to you your very own Pip
Enterprise A.
Get used to
That was a dope cake.
it. You'll be getting your first work assignment tomorrow.
My first work assignment.
Enjoy your party. You're only 10 once, so have fun.
I mean, that's good advice.
Man, you got a pip.
Happy birthday! We really surprised you, didn't we?
Yes. Yes, you
Your
did.
dad was afraid you were onto us. But I told him not to worry. You're so easy to fool.
That's right.
You're such a liar. Okay, if you're so smart, what did I get you for your birthday?
What did you get me? A date? Yeah, that's it.
Gross. I
No.
didn't think you even liked girls.
No.
And you know
Hello,
what I
maybe?
mean before you say something rude about me. I guess maybe I should give this to someone else. Someone who likes Grognak the Barbarian better than me and Christine.
Is Best Buy long for this
Question
world?
is, how can you tell the difference?
Boy, I wish I was 10.
That's tough. Because even my dad was complaining about Best Buy 20 years ago. Like what does electronics retail even look like? I lived in Phoenix for a few years. My parents are still there, but we did Fry's Electronics, and it was cool. But obviously, no, you stupid. Anyway, here's the thing: Best Buy's revenue has been stalled for like 15 years, right? From 2000. 2002 or so to 2008, the revenue doubled from $20 billion a year to $40 billion a year. And in 5 years, they wanted to double it again from 80 billion to 160 billion. Or, I'm sorry, 20 to 40, and they wanted to double it to 80. And since the collapse of Circuit City, the 2008 recession, their failures in international,
Checking once
they
again.
have, like, if you look at a chart of their revenue, just the revenue, not accounting for inflation, it's because obviously it's less with inflation. It's been the same. It's been hovering around like 40 to 45 billion. They had a $50 billion year in 2020 with COVID and everyone having to buy stuff like that. Yeah, here's that double tab inventory I talk about in the Starfield review. Anyway, Best Buy's been stuck, so the only way, if you're making the same amount of money and you're less profitable than ever, what do? You close stores, you fire people, you suppress wages, that kind of stuff. That's what Best Buy's been doing. People really like Hubert Joly back in the day, but what's the first thing he did? He fired a bunch of people, closed a bunch of stores. So, I don't know. Like, I think it's going to linger for a while. I don't think, Amazon didn't kill it 15, 20 years ago like everyone thought it would, but it's like, what does that model even look like anymore? It's not about specialty retail. It's not about having a smart friend anymore. It's just about, here's a dude who will sell you something expensive. So that's what that is now.
Thanks for coming, Stanley.
I am not hearing you at all. What the heck is going on?
Guys like that? How are you enjoying the party?
Check. It's lighting up on my side.
Shut up and let me think a minute.
Not sure
Oh,
if it's
hang
just
on.
a situation.
No, friends. You guys like that?
Such a splendid job.
Can you, I'm connected.
Mic check 111.
What the heck? I'm connected in here.
In touch with the young people, you know.
Not sure what you
That was
got.
Jonas on the intercom.
Not sure what to
He and I have been
change.
cooking up a little surprise
Well, that's
present.
heckin' great, dude.
Jonas is waiting for you
Yeah, isn't that
downstairs
weird?
on the reactor level. Go ahead. I don't think
Actually,
anyone
hang
will
on.
mind if you
Let me make
slip out
sure
for a minute.
that user settings.
Part of my job, plus, well,
Bear with me, guys.
Sure thing, Officer Gomez.
This worked last time. I don't know why.
It did. It
Being
wasn't a problem last
dummy.
time.
Snowball.
Happy birthday, dearie. My
Maybe it's a
goodness,
feed
I hope I didn't
thing.
miss the party.
Where's your audio?
I have no idea. Baldy, say something?
Checking once again. Talk.
That was really quiet. Hang on.
Hello.
no idea what that's
Baldy's just a talking into the microphone.
There we go. Can you guys
Okay,
hear
better?
Baldy?
Thumbs up if your chat just got Balder.
I hear you.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think I need this twice. Maybe I don't.
Yep, I hear it. I just turned up the chat for a minute. I heard
Okay.
it.
Oh, good. All right. Well, hey, Baldy, how you doing?
Hey,
Sure
well,
did.
selfishly, I'm thrilled that
My
you had
God.
audio
10 years
questions
old
too.
already?
Yeah.
I was streaming earlier today, and I couldn't get mine to do anything I wanted.
And now look at you.
It's
time is
complicated. Because when was the last time you streamed?
With your very own
That has been a while, probably
Yeah.
a couple of
This was
months,
such a
2 or 3
special
months.
occasion.
Right,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
exactly.
a little longer.
I wrote you a
Um,
poem.
Even getting this
Just
set
for
up
you.
a little
hope you
bit.
like it.
So let me get back to the chat. There we go. Everyone said yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Getting things. There are so many moving parts.
And and then of course, like with everything on the computer, especially Discord, anytime you change or
Well,
adjust
now,
inputs or
dearie, and have
anything, it's
yourself a
like, well, what do you want this to be now?
wonderful
Do you want to talk through your webcam and all those questions?
Yeah, and sometimes you'll have the thing set up and then it won't work because something changed. And it's like, what a pain in the butt.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah. Mods for this part are hilarious. I know Irascible's can talk up. Guys, what in the world are you doing? Dog's freaking. Hey, guys. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of mods you could be running on here. I haven't, I didn't mod 3 very much. I did a lot for Fallout.
Well,
Let's see, New
that was
Vegas.
exciting.
Not as much on here. It just felt like it didn't need it. But I always had trouble getting it to stay active on the computer anyway.
Dogs. My goodness. Anyway, where were we?
We were talking mods. I was saying that I didn't mod Fallout 3 much at all. I did a few on the computer, but it wasn't a great PC port experience for me. But there's a lot that you could do, like the lighting here, as you were talking to Beatrice earlier, and other things like that. It's real shadowy.
Yes.
So that could be a thing that you wanted to swap around.
I didn't realize that people don't look at you in Fallout. I forgot that people won't look at you in Fallout if you're talking to them.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like when they're at the counter like that, they'll over their shoulder at you a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not quite as jarring as sometimes, like in New Vegas or even in Starfield. They'll kind of whip around on like a pirouette without moving their feet, and then they'll like talk as soon as they stop moving. It's really odd.
Right. Yeah, and that's weird. Yeah, because in Starfield, obviously, like there's plenty of times where they just won't.
Are you having a nice
They
party?
won't look at you, and it's like, what the heck is going on?
My. Seems like
So
only yesterday
I
was
did.
your
Yeah, I
birthday.
don't play with mod. Like it's such a.
Goodness,
I
listen to
only
me,
play with
Buster.
mods to get
You're
the game
waiting for
working.
your present, aren't
Because
you?
when I'm playing, like it's so much work, and I don't really know if I'm gonna get that much more of an experience out of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't excite me. That doesn't do anything for me. And when I'm playing them for the review, I don't want to
Right.
goose them to whatever a mod's expectation of a game. You know, I want to play it how the game was originally designed.
I always do vanilla first, for sure.
Yeah.
And if I was going to review, I'd review vanilla unless I explicitly stated otherwise. However, I played New Vegas, I think, 6 or 7 times all the way to the end, and that was better every time I found a quirky or goofy or sillier mod. Sometimes it was just appearances. Sometimes it was I wanted one-hit kills, whatever it was. That was fun. Now, real quick, did you explain, are you a good guy, bad guy, neutral? What's your plan going to be for your character here?
I always play good or neutral.
Okay.
It's hard for me to play a jerk in a video game.
Well, I saw earlier you're talking to Dad, and you can say "yawn" sounds great, and it's like
Yeah.
I never could do that. I just never could do that.
Yeah, and that was my thing with Knights of the Old Republic back in the day, was since it had the morality scale where it actually measured how good or much of a jerk you were, and the game would reflect that, obviously.
Right.
But I remember I played through it I was good the first time, but I would get in there and start playing bad, and it's like I can't be a jerk. I can't let these bullies pick on this alien, Like I just can't let it. I can't. So
yeah.
And I know that
Yeah.
I know that I'm missing out on content because of that.
It was disappointing on one of those. I think the original Knights of the Old Republic, if you wanted skill points, you'd have to answer in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For me, that was disappointing. Otherwise, I felt like, well, I want to be a good guy here, but to get this skill point, I have to agree to steal this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like those kind of games, but otherwise, I'm always good.
Right. Yeah, to some extent, either way. I mean, I remember playing Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, and there were dark side powers you could only get or amplify if you were evil. Hey, Stardust, how you doing, man?
Right, like
and
the
they were
Force Lightning
enticing.
or something?
What's that?
Like Force Lightning?
Exactly. That's the evil go-to. I'm not a kid. I'm 10 years old.
You
Right?
sure are.
And come on, who didn't want a Force Lightning? Anybody at that age.
I know,
Good or
but you
bad.
only had so much, like, if I remember, it's been so many years since I've played Jedi Knight, but
Yeah.
it's like you have a gauge of how much force that you have.
Are you ready for your surprise?
Yes, Liam Neeson, I'm ready.
The Overseer gave
So
you
Ferris says
before,
depends on the
well enough to do some
playthrough.
work. So,
And he
you're
says
old enough for
normally,
this.
what does it say? Neutral
Your own
first and
BB gun.
then bad on the
It's
second
a little
playthrough.
old.
Interesting
Yeah, wow.
choice there.
That's hardcore. How do you
Joe
just...
Hardcore.
found it down
Are
there. It was in
Ferris,
pretty
do you
rough
just kind of
shape.
like
Took us a good 3 months.
You're
to
okay
find
with being a
parts to
jerk?
get
Like
it
that
working.
doesn't affect you?
You know how tough it is to find a
Because I can
That's what I
understand,
would
like
wanna
it's just a
know.
video game, who cares? But
Butch must
you know,
break
there are
the switch
people who
blade
can
of
play
this.
horror games and not get scared,
what do you
which I
think?
totally
Wanna
understand,
give it a
right?
try?
Yeah.
Uh,
But to play a game like
Sure,
this and be a
Must
jerk
want
to
the
somebody
overseer
is just
to
hard
do
for me.
and
Especially the old
yeah,
lady at the beginning. She's like, "Hey, you want a present?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, thanks, lady." I don't want to be like, "Oh, you suck."
yeah, right, exactly. And that's on top of the fact that this is a post-apocalyptic game.
Sure.
And and the fact that this game is really grim. Like Fallout was
Yeah.
dark before this,
Yeah.
but this is just unreasonably grim. I never understood that.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I remember hearing a whole lot about it when it came out.
Come down here and shoot.
I had played a little bit of the first one, and a buddy
Couldn't
played
have
the
done it
second
without
game
Jones's
on
help.
my computer in
Made
college
sure to
because
Mhm.
his wouldn't run it. So that was my exposure to those two. I remember hearing people were mixed results on was this a good or a bad change for the tone. And this is physically darker. It's grittier at a few other times as well. Like you can't get so much of the light kind of hearted stuff on it necessarily. So
Right.
I guess you either liked it or loved it or hated it.
Rad roaches. And yeah, and I was saying earlier when Fallout 4 debuted and it was a lot more colorful, people complained, and it's like that's what the original games were like. They had color to them. There was a
Yeah.
spectrum of it wasn't just
Good work.
this, the,
There's
you know,
one
the
less
gunmetal
red
and
race to deal with.
kind of
Let's get a
putrid
picture
green.
together. Capture the moment.
So that was frustrating. And I was saying earlier too that like I played this on a CRT when it came out in standard definition with, you know, its crappy crappy frame rate before they let you install it on the console, and that was an experience. I played the entirety of it that way.
Sometimes it can come out
As
okay.
far as I can tell,
You know, with weird
healthy
things like that.
16-year-old boy.
The last time I tried to play Fallout 3 on my computer, if I alt tabbed away, it would crash.
Go on,
And everywhere I looked, it said, "This is a known bug."
Oh,
So that had been a little while. Admittedly, anything could be different. But for then, I was like, yep, I'm done. Don't need that.
see, I remember back in the Windows 95, 98 days where you had to alt tab like all the time. Stuff done. So the fact that you couldn't alt tab out of a game without it crashing is like,
It's weird, yeah.
yeah.
Born in the vault, we die in the vault.
We-
Each
Sure.
is tested to determine their abilities, that they may work for the betterment of all.
In
vault
in Starfield, no spoilers, but there's a colony ship, and it's a generation ship, and so they have the you're born into this role, and you will be that role until you die.
Hey, it's not my call. Those are the rules.
And so that
16 now.
there are so
So
many.
this
It's like
year,
let's
you
take
take
some concepts from Fallout
It's not so bad.
and expand on them in a
Take it.
science fiction,
You'll do just fine.
excuse me, a space science fiction capacity.
No, you are not.
Yeah,
Really.
Ferris
When I
says
started
too,
studying
you'll
medicine, one of
start
the
to
first
notice how
things
much
I
of a
learned
jerk
was how to
the folks
spot
in
a people
Megaton
when
and the
it's
other
sick
cities
without
are
of taking
on your
tests.
second run.
You'll do fine.
And then that's true.
That's about
There
it.
are
Nothing
all
else to
kinds
take
of
when you're
weirdo
16.
people
I
around
had to. You
in
have
there
to. And so
that
does
you don't see
everyone
until you
But
come,
most
you know,
everyone
come
makes it
back on your
through
second
without a
time.
scratch.
Yeah. Is it they like literally not there, or just something you just don't notice?
Like, I always chalked it up to more, you don't notice it until you're there having played through, because there is just so much stuff
What the
going on.
overseer said,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You know, there's
It's
just
not
a
about
whole
to
lot
let
that you could
anyone
be
else
seeing
in,
and
so I
doing.
guess that's how it'll have to be.
Right.
And
You're here now.
plus, you
So
want to
you're
know
a lot better
what
than
they
you were there.
you want to know what they can do, and you want to know what the options are, and
Here.
you know, there's a pretty big negative option you can do in Megaton,
That's not the
and
way
if
it
you
works.
do,
It won't do
it
to
seals
go
off a
around
whole
asking
lot of other
questions about
gameplay
it,
elements.
especially not
So,
around the overseer.
you know,
I'll
I
have
always
to tell
skip
you
those
something
things the
now.
first time.
It's important, so listen closely. This
Yeah,
place,
there's this funny
vault,
thing about
it's not
Bethesda
forever,
games
you know.
where it's like
It
you're
is
introduced to it
You're safe here.
and
Stay on the Overseer's
it's
good side, and
overwhelming.
always will be.
And then and it's like, what is in this world? And then you play dozens of hours, and you get a feel for it, and then it's like, I live there.
I want for you.
You know, I was there. This is a place that I have been now.
Your mother, she...
Someone else in the chat, it looks like David, I'm probably saying that wrong, asking about Nernroot. You remember off the top of your head Nernroot?
No.
It's a plant from the Elder Scrolls series.
About life, about love.
If I'm remembering correctly, it's that one that makes like a singing sound and it grows in the water. And when you collect it, I want to say it's got a special use like night vision or something. I could be off, but I remember playing one of the Elder Scrolls and running around looking for that stuff.
Skooma?
Please, son, please, take these
drugs
seriously.
Maybe it was. He says it's correct, so I got at least part of that right. But
yeah,
it was a lot of fun. Any of the audio, I like collectibles in games, right? For sure.
Yeah.
And any of the ones that let you collect while moving around, or like they make audio sounds, that's really cool to me. So like if you're, getting warmer type of thing, that's what's fun.
Like a signal or something.
Yeah.
It's like getting pulsing louder or something as you get close.
Right.
This is a really happy radiator.
Good morning. Stopped in to see the old.
Oh yeah, pareidolia going strong.
Morning, Jonas.
Look at you and your $5 words.
How's things?
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to look over these
Almost
results?
like I want to impress people and I study things and then I talk about them, but it's not that. It's just something much less cringy.
No problem. I'll have my report ready this
Heckin'.
afternoon.
Sounds good. Let me know if there are any changes.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Earnings clipboard. There's so much. One cool thing I like about in Starfield is your companions will tell you to not pick stuff up.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're a hoarder, if you have hoarding tendencies in games like these, it's like maybe you should come back on a second trip and grab stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get it. Yeah. It says did it say it was empty and I picked it up?
I can show you a real tunnel snake, Amata. That's still bothering me.
There's an Easter egg in Fallout 4.
Can run a few more tests.
I liked Fallout 4.
Yes, I think I'd like that.
Was there was a Nernroot Easter egg in Fallout 4? Okay.
Won't be too long.
That is vaguely familiar, but that's it.
Tight, and I'll be with you as soon as I can.
You better stay away. I don't want you to catch what I've got.
I'm staying away as best I can, dude. I gotta really stay away. Alright, let's see. I've got my apparent. I don't have my apparent. Where's my apparel? I don't understand. Well, maybe not yet. I thought this was a pretty good intro for a game because like Fallout 2 was so difficult. It really weeded you out pretty quick. Fallout 1. Oh yeah, here we go.
Daddy's girl, daddy's girl.
Leave me alone!
You think you're special because your daddy is the overseer?
Experimental plant for the Brotherhood of Steel. That would be fun to look up. That's a great thing to throw in there. I do know the tunnel snake references in there. That was fun. When Deacon mentions that, for my brother and I, that whole tunnel snake thing was just incredibly, just incredible meme life from the first go. So that's good stuff.
This game came out like before social networks, and I think that if it come out just a little bit later, it would have memed even harder.
For better or for worse, right? Like there's no telling. Yes. It easily could have ruined it.
Exercise regularly, achieve perfection, cleanliness is godliness. America lives on in. I loved Malcolm McDowell as President Eden.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a cat. He is just chilling right in my way. Hard work is happy work. I guess that's how you get by.
Thanks for getting rid of them.
I remember coming back to this vault.
I don't know why they won't
later
leave
in
me
the
alone.
game.
Yep.
Because my father's
And,
the overseer,
it's like,
I guess?
that's grim
Idiots.
too.
I've thought for way too much amount of time wondering how to make another game besides just, hey, you're in a vault and you got to leave for some reason. You know, like what could be a better plot point? You know, a sticking point, something.
Mm-hmm.
And I always love those things. I used to go on forums and looking for that. Look to try to find, you know, anybody else who wants to kind of just totally nerd out on what might or might not be a good plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting that they would mix up that you aren't starting in a vault every single time in this game, in this series. Fallout 4 did that to some extent. Fallout 2 when you're starting out in the village.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking it would be neat if you ran essentially a small shop, like something out of the vault, and you decided to go on your own accord to go do all that, rather than being like, oh, you need a water chip.
Yeah.
Just be more like, hey.
But you're not supposed to leave.
Right, and that would be the big thing is you are voluntarily deciding I'm going to leave because I want more traders to come in or I want this to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be, in my head, the little bit of a different thing.
Right. Yeah, because you're supposed to seal off for like 75 years or something like that. The outside world doesn't exist.
Right.
And I remember like categorically a lot of vaults would fail immediately because the outside would leak in and destroy the inner society or this and that.
Right.
But yes,
and
we
that
do
might
need a game night.
That might be the neat thing that you could do on this would be, can you?
Sure you will.
You know, the end game would be, can you save your vault and have everybody like come in?
You know, that's it. Did you play Fallout Shelter?
No, I know what you mean though.
Yeah, because that kind of tickled that nerve. And I played it for a while, and I know they added a bunch of stuff to it over the years. Like you could send people out on quests and that. But that setting up a vault and fending off wastelanders, like that was, I remember that was pretty cool. But I know that people, I mean, it was a mobile game, right? People have that automatic, oh no!
Unless anyone else has an insightful
I don't know if people have some good or bad experiences with Fallout Shelter.
A frenzied vault scientist runs up to you and yells,
oh, here's the morality questions that Bethesda games will give you.
Right, the goat.
What's your response?
Oh, I swear this is the response from in Fallout 4.
So, also in the chat, somebody had mentioned alternate start mods. That's another really great way to do it. It would only need to be done, or only would be beneficial if you've already, completed the game. Yep.
How do those work? Are they like?
They're fan-made stuff that puts you in different areas. And like, for example, right now you're doing the goat, which is a requirement. You have to take the little testy thing, right, for some of your skills. So the alt starts would just give you something similar, and you would still have to either take it as read and you would just come up with it, or they would have a way to come across it like on your own.
Hey, Subversive, how you doing, man?
Yeah, look at that. Loves your content.
Thank you. I'm working on
As do
Starfield
we all.
right now. I'm at an hour and 12 minutes into Starfield, so that should be done in the next 2 weeks. A Fallout roguelite. Huh. Position. Pick the boy's pocket.
How about a Fallout immersive sim?
That would be dope. Actually,
Question 4.
I was thinking that's actually one of my points in Starfield is like if they had reined Starfield in from this big open empty world universe into more of an outer worlds where you've got maybe a dozen worlds or something that are really detailed but more intimate and kind of more guardrailed. I think that would have been a better game. I think they would have been stronger. So yeah, I'm totally down for Fallout ImSim.
Yeah. I love the idea of a lot of the Fallout
Thank you,
universe,
Country
right?
Mouse.
And I think there's plenty of opportunity to go in different ways. I would love to get over though. Hey, you're the only guy who can do this, so let me mark this on your map, and you run all the way out here, and magically, as soon as you complete it, we're gonna know about it. It'd be nice if
Yeah.
you could maybe start sending people out, or, you've got a base building thing. If you're gonna bring that back, let me say, hey, Super Musclehead, I'm gonna send you over here. And maybe you could do certain things to guarantee success, or you can roll the dice and send less resources. You know what I mean? Like if you send these 5 guys, you 100% chance you'll complete what you're trying to do.
Right. It seemed Bethesda has this type of game that they make, right? It's single player only. It's not very flexible. You can see the DNA from game to game. Their team is like, I don't know, like 100, 150 people at this point. And it's a little too snarky to say like they keep making the same game over and over. Yeah. But it's like they kind of make the same game over and over. And as things have evolved, like we were talking last night about No Man's Sky. And even if I'm not like the biggest fan of it, like I can't get into it's so weird. That's such a weird game. There are parts, it's like the seamless getting into your ship and lifting off and pointing a laser at the ground and carving out and mining and stuff like that. Like, where's that in this? There's so much, like, the industry is moving around Bethesda and expectations are rising, but they're not doing the stuff that people are. They're doing all these like individual siloed efforts that kind of coalesce eventually, which is usually what happens in an ImSim and a role playing game, just because they're so complex. But it's like they could be doing so much more, and that's part of what I get into towards the end of the Starfield review. Is like they bank so much on this single player siloed content, and they don't give any flexibility. Like Starfield is so big, you could do so much in that game, and they don't let. There's no point in doing any of it in there. Like I love surveying. I'm one of those weird people that'll go around for 6 hours trying to find every last little slug, but I've only done it for, I don't know, 20, 25 worlds, maybe? But more than that. Definitely more than that. Maybe to 50. But you can't really do anything, and I don't understand the point of outposts. Anything like that. I really don't.
Like, I know that you can literally grow food, so if you're doing a survival build and you want to eat food, maybe that's it.
Sure.
I know that you can build if you just like building for fun. Maybe that's it.
Right, like
but,
they model...
Yeah, I never...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just never felt it played out the way that they thought it might be playing out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what were we wanting to see done at the end? What would be something worthwhile that could play off? And again, that's why I thought we'd be able to manage people. Like, if I recruited enough, I could send some of them to another outpost, so I don't have to literally be the only person running everywhere.
Right, exactly. I was thinking like with space combat, because space combat is so weak and small, and like there's like very few epic battles. There's no fleet battles except for like a couple of the big quests in that game. It's like, why can't you? I mean, you can store and take possession of so many ships in Starfield, but you can't get wingmen. You can't assign like I need someone who's on my 6 or my my 4 or whatever. Yeah. It's like, why not? And I know that's something that they'll slowly kind of unveil. Maybe they'll want to go in that, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like there are some games where Satisfactory, Factorio, like open-ended games where they could take advantage of these mechanics that they spend so much time building, but then don't take advantage of because they keep building the same game over and over again.
Yeah, chat was saying something again. Our friend, I'm calling you David, or Davi. I don't know what it is. I apologize. Is saying that in No Man's Sky and a few of the other games, you could really traverse everything, right? Like you could travel around, and kind of like what you were saying. I was thinking it would make a lot more sense if you had the ability to, get people in and say, okay, you're going to be a gunner.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be this, and they don't, and I don't know why. Like you could even recruit people that would say, I got extra gunner skills.
Right, you can.
And I was like, oh boy, this is going to be awesome.
And it's just kind of a stat boost based on, basically adding on to what you can already do. I mean, that's kind of the dream of Star Citizen, right? Is you have this full simulated universe, and it's got it simulates every single atom and, all this. And I get that. I don't want that, but it would be cool if there was some midway point where, you could have the authored content of a Bethesda game, but then have that open-ended aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
Vault loyalty inspector. I thought that had been phased out.
Vault loyalty inspector. That sounds fascist.
Well, sounds like a job right up your alley,
Stardust Conspiracy says some of your companions have the pilot perk, but never pilot anything.
Right.
And yeah, that's the exact example. That's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like maybe they'll build on it. I mean, that was the problem with No Man's Sky when it began. Is they built this platform. They had this technology, and it was promising you could see where they're going, but then it took them, however many years until people started getting satisfied with it. Yes, lockpick. I say it in the review, but Starfield has my favorite lockpicking minigame in any game.
It was kind of neat.
I don't want melee weapons. I
yeah.
want not big guns.
So go ahead, real quick, while you're on that, tell us your skills. What's your approach going to be on this one?
I like playing persuasion. I love hacking and lockpick. So I had a roommate in college, not college, but I was in a college house, and I had a roommate who wanted to play this while I would be out at work because he didn't work because he was a freaking college student. Yeah. And he would go around and just like he would melee spec his character and just go around with bats and just destroy people. So I'm gonna go. Let's not do that. We're gonna do lockpick. We're gonna do big guns. There we go. That's what we're gonna do. So fitting. Yeah, I know, lockpick. I've got my locks right here. Let me put that in the... Yeah. I just got them down here, and I'll just, like, every so often just pull out my kit and just start picking locks. I need to turn on... subtitles. Yes. I don't think that needs to reset anything. Yeah.
The one I'm on about lately that I think I'd really like to see, and I talked about it a little bit in my stream, was the ability to play a game all in one area, kind of like a giant ship or a giant boat or something, so you don't need to necessarily leave and run around the whole place. You know what I mean?
What do you,
I feel like right now, it's real. One of the big things is you have to
get out of here. Your dad is gone, and my father's men are looking for you.
They want you to travel, jump in your car, jump in your whatever, jump in, your spaceship. Everybody wants you to go somewhere.
I don't know how, but he's gone, and my father, he's kind of gone crazy.
I think it's overplayed, and it might be neat if you're all in one kind of area, like in Deus Ex. When you travel, but it wasn't anything too crazy. You know what I mean?
It was a cutscene.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jonas. They killed him.
I guess I'm not picking up, but like because in Starfield or whatever, you'd have your own vessel. I guess here just kind of abstracts it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my thing with Starfield and even the Outer Worlds is like I really wanted to make a place my home, like my home away, like an actual home instead of just a place I can store stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really got that vibe. Now in an ImSim, like you're carrying everything on you, you are your own house, so you're just moving from place to place.
Right.
But I've Starfield gives you a billion places and dream homes and stuff like that, and it's like, why? Why do you even need that?
Not anymore, apparently. But are you honestly?
Are you talking more like are you talking about an RPG, or are you talking more towards an sim?
For me?
Yeah.
Either or, but like I like that Fallout has a big world. I love that New Vegas has a good sized world. And New Vegas to me feels explorable and there's stuff to do. I just wish it was a little tighter. And if you were going to give me a car or a vehicle, make it worth my while to use it.
Yeah.
You know, like right now, I don't really feel like that ever happens. It's normally the, hey, here's your spaceship. And in Starfield, a lot of my time was jumping up in the air, you know, traveling somewhere and then coming back down, like in the middle of nowhere, and then having to traverse around and get through everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want games that make you do too much of that, because then that's all you're doing, and then it just feels like you're doing it just to do it.
So you're more into like, here's a tighter, more intimate area.
Right.
Okay. I've dreamt of a game, and I think it's maybe even like Disco Elysium, where it takes place in a block. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like infinitely detailed versus here's this thing that spans 1 trillion worlds and there's no detail whatsoever. Yeah,
one more
I
thing.
could totally get that.
I hope you won't need it, but you'd better take it just in case.
So you get more invested in staying in planets. For some reason, go basic with having to
Just
do your fuel.
anywhere, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there were planets in Starfield where it's like, man, I wish I could do more. Like, I wish the lot that it generated was bigger. Like, there are forests in that game that are just beautiful, and you just come across a random forest, and that would be fun.
Yeah.
I hope you're joking.
I mean, the other thing I thought is, if you're gonna give me a spaceship, maybe make it more like a hovering airplane, to where I can kind of just literally lift off, fly a few feet or miles, kilometers above the ground, and then land exactly where I want to, and forego the jumping into space thing and getting everywhere. Because for me, everything in space just got redundant after a while, you know?
Mm-hmm. Or there was nothing meaningful to do in there anyway. Like, there's nothing to do in space. Like, space is just a vestibule outside of every planet.
Right.
One of my suggestions would be, like, what if you could build your own space station, or modify your own space station, and that could be your
there you
base.
go.
And then you could, like, add warehouses or factories and stuff like that. So you could have, like, an organization or something that's constantly moving and doing stuff independent of you, but it's in that capitalist way. It's to your advantage.
Yeah.
I think that would be dope. Already doing a refill, Country Mouse? Gotcha. I feel you. 10 millimeter. I don't remember. I guess I can't set hotkeys yet, or whatever. I forget what I forget. This is so smooth. I love how smooth this is. Oh crap! I remember how vital VATS was. Playing this back in the day, because the controls were just so bad. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Search rad roach for rad roach meat. That's dope. It's just so dark in here. Like, oh my god. Here's your menu navigator, aka your spaceship.
You gotta help me! My mom's trapped in there with the rat roaches! Yeah, I'm asking you.
So
So
what?
what? Look, I'm sorry for the way I've always treated you. You know I never meant any of it, right? But it's my mom.
Everyone
You
looks
can't
kind of
leave her
scary
here
in
with
this
the
game.
radroaches.
Yeah, a lot of the weird perspective there.
Sure, I don't care why. Just get her out of there.
All right, I'm gonna help your mom. I don't think your mom's in here, but okay. Where's... Gotcha, you jerks. Oh, come on. I don't know if I was able to. I don't know if I was successful when I played this originally.
My mom's gonna be okay. You're the best friend I've ever had, man.
There's a one point on there
much,
where
but I want you to have my tunnel
you,
snakes
like
jacket.
you're saying, you go back and you have
take
a bunch of choices you can make, and that was also interesting.
Like when you're coming back to the vault?
Yeah, like I don't know how much is too much to share, but
This game?
you know,
There's
yeah.
like... This game's old.
Okay, good. So the main thing I'm thinking is this guy Butch, you know, that's picking on you all the time. When you come back, you can help save his mom.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the big things. Like when I first came back, I was like, well, I don't know, kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
But I did, and then it finally, when I came back on a later playthrough, I was okay leaving it, and I didn't. But I still felt bad about it, you know.
How many times have you... Like, how many hours would you say you've put into this third one?
That one, a ton. I mean...
Uh-huh.
I couldn't even begin to guess, but plenty. It was, man, I don't know.
Because
Over 100.
I put, oh, we're going to do this, aren't we? I put like 50 hours into it, and then I got to the point where I felt like I was at the end, and then I put it down, and then didn't play it for like months, like almost a year. So I got up to the point where you've helped everyone build the giant robot, and then I think the quest or two before you actually get to the end.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're just not gonna do that, are we? I have nothing. Is that what we're at? I have nothing. What do you guys do? I guess we're just gonna beat everyone up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got to the end and I was like, I don't want to beat it yet. And everyone hates that original ending anyway, so
yeah.
It's like, okay.
For me, the funnier one, in a weird way, was New Vegas, because I played it first on the 360, and then I got to the end and I had a glitch with the NCR, and the main guy I need to talk to just freezes with his mouth open. And it's a known issue. You can't do anything. You're just host.
Wow.
So, yeah, I did that, and it was like, okay, so since it was console, you're kind of stuck.
Yes.
I went ahead and played a few different quests and then beat it from a different perspective. But on the had that happen on the PC, I would have been able to command key around it or something.
Right. Change
all of them. Yeah, like this one, I didn't like any of the endings. I think I beat it 3 times. My first playthrough is always a good guy that's a stealthy silence weapon person, and then my second one is a big dumb guy trying to be all muscle and everything else.
The idiot savant in Fallout 4, I remember, was hilarious.
So I don't know if you've watched. There's my favorite Mystery Science Theater episode is the one where they do Space Mutiny. It's that big, dumb guy running around in a ship in space. They have some borrowed footage from Battlestar Galactica, all kinds of other things. It's just really weird. But anyway, he's like a big dumb person, and the whole point is every time he shows up on screen, Mike and the bots yell out fake names, you know, and like
Oh.
my favorite. You remember that one?
I believe so. Yes.
And they yell, you know, like think, Mick, run fast.
Yeah.
And my favorite was Big McLarge huge.
Yes. Yes. I do remember
So,
that. Yes.
Okay. On my second playthrough of any Fallout game ever, and even the Bethesda ones, I make a character named Big McLarge huge.
You didn't do anything to
And
deserve
his
this.
whole thing is just thinking with his fist, you know?
Just punching the heck out of everything.
Yep.
That's a build. I get the people who go through and just play like 7 or 8 different characters. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Like I have this kind of generic character that I build, and that matches, I guess, what it's the closest to what I would role play as with minimal effort.
Yeah.
Because my dad was really big into like actual role playing, like actual RP. He'd be in EverQuest, and he would actually type out. He would be an ogre, and he would type out as if he were an ogre, like that kind of thing. And that is completely lost on all kids today.
Yeah.
But that is something he was totally into, and I was like, that is so much work, and I don't care that much.
Right.
But I totally get that people are into. I mean, that's the LARP crowd, right?
Yep.
You know, that is.
I never got that deep into it, but I did quite enjoy, like in Fallout, if I got somewhere going, okay, well, I know as a player I can steal this thing from the safe, but since my character doesn't have lockpick, he doesn't know that, I'm going to have to come up with something else.
Mm-hmm.
That was about the extent that I did. Mine was never like, this is what my character would do or something, you know.
Right.
I wasn't going to be that guy.
Yeah. Don't dude get dead real quick. Oh, how about, okay, and she's gonna get chewed up too. I'm not a fan of whatever's going on here. I guess we're doing something. Yeah, that's too much work. I mean, it's the same thing with the. It's the same thing with mods. It's like people who want to take this game and then modify it to the extent that it's the game like they kind of want to play, or they want the game that ideally it could eventually be.
Right.
And then having to manage that, and it's like that doesn't do much of anything for me. Like the one game that I really got into mods for was actually World of Warcraft, and that's because I wanted to tweak my interface, because the default interface is not optimal for a lot of stuff. But at the same time, there'd be an update every month or so that would break something in your thing. So you may have like 20-30 interface updates or patches or buttons that you added or whatever, and it breaks 10 of them this month, and it's like, oh, I don't want to wait. I don't want to find, I don't want to wait for the modder to go add something in or fix their mod, or I don't want to find a new one, and like this one will be one it's unsupported or whatever, like,
right.
It's like that just became a nightmare. And I realized a game like this, it's pretty mature. Like...
So I did those, and I did a few, like, let's see. I did, like, some of them were quality of life, such as after I beat the game a time or two on my own, one of my favorites was easy lockpick, which basically just meant if you had the ability, if you had the requirement for it, you could instantly pick it, and then you'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That helped a lot. Another one might be, like flashlight mods, or, there's all kinds of different ones that you could go with that made those things helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But
that reminds me of Doom 3.
Do a whole lot after that.
That reminds me of Doom 3 and the flashlight mod that people would add on immediately. Did you play that one? Do you remember that controversy?
Which one?
Doom 3.
A little bit, yeah.
So Doom 3, you equipped your flashlight like it was a gun.
Oh yeah.
And so there would be mods where you could just always have it on, or you could have it. And I think for the BFG edition they've tweaked it. But that was like an immediate thing, and I remember like I immediately mapped it to my right mouse button, and it was like it just works. Like that's just fine. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But that was an immediate quality of life thing. Tunnel snake outfit. What does that give me? Melee weapon +5. I guess I should. Yeah, I guess. All right. That's all right. I'm gonna be a tunnel. Hang on. I'm gonna be a tunnel snake. Look at me. It's really great. And I've got my helmet on too. This is so smooth. Like I said, I'm just overwhelmed by, like, they've done so much good stuff with the backwards compatibility for the 360 and that, and even older games, bumping up resolution, frame rate, stuff like it is nuts.
Yeah,
the things they bumped up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Be reasonable, Amata. Officer Mac may enjoy this, but I don't.
Hey,
Stop in the name of the overseer.
There he is.
I've been wanting to do this for a long time.
get out of here, you punk.
Your father betrayed us all.
This still feels really crappy after all these years too. Just the mashing to get stuff done. I'm not gonna win this, I don't think. Come on, get dead. My health is low.
Father betrayed us all.
Aid. There we go. I have 10 stim packs? How the heck do I have 10 stim packs?
Knew it would come to this.
Oh yeah, I can do VATS. Oh god, yeah, that's a... This is one thing I don't like about the Bethesda experience, is just the here's a dump! Blech!
That is very Bethesda on this, though.
That is so... Okay, that's so much better than... Take... Okay. Alright, where's... Hang on. I want the baton. There we go. I'm beating up the Overseer.
Yep.
That doesn't
That's
feel...
awfully early.
What's that?
That's a little early, but you can do it if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna... That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bash this dude's head in. This really feels... This really feels like Morrowind. Just slash, 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 slash. I think her daughter gets really mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't be a jerk. I want to say I tried playing it stealthy back in the day, and I don't know if that really worked. Finally. I already got this stuff. Alright, now I've got ammo again. I don't remember how to switch guns without having to go into this menu at all times.
You can mount them to your D-pad by...
Hotkey.
See that hotkey?
Yes.
That would be it.
Alright. Okay. Nice. Okay. For some reason, like, that is not in my memory at all. Yeah, let's get some stim packs in here.
My God, what have you done? You killed him. Why would you kill my father?
Because he was attacking me. You're nonchalant about it, but whatever. I don't understand. Whatever. We're still in the tutorial. My God. It is cold. I get it. But I guess I'm playing a cold character this time around. That's what I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna be a jerk. A jerk who murders overseers. I like the overseer in the first game. I thought was he reminded me of he actually looked like too. He looked like my English teacher, and he had that kind of deep Kentucky rasp.
Get away from me!
Mm-hmm.
I can't talk to you right now.
All right, we gotta get out of here. And I know there's a map. Whatever the hell's going on. Oh, yeah. No? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh. We gotta go out. Okay. Alright, we gotta go. And I remember the vaults in the first game was, he had it coming, I know. The first game was bright, like this is Nightmare, but it's like always Nightmare. He's hostile, but he's. Oh, I just murdered him, so it okay. Floyd Lewis. Tinted reading glasses. Okay, what's in the box? Junk. Of course, junk. Alright, let's go in through here, I guess. We're going out this. We're going out.
He's over here.
I guess, yeah. Oh, I guess he's on the other side of that door I can't access. Thank you, Overseer. Let's save. No.
You a frequent saver on these or no?
Yes.
Me too.
I'm definitely a save scummer.
Yep.
Absolutely. I don't need another pistol. But I will reload right now. I thought I had the key. Get lost in my own vault. It's hard to believe that this 16 years ago. This game is 16 years old. 15 and a half, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That blows my mind a bit. Because I remember going to, as soon as the store opened, as soon as work opened, I was buying this game, and I was like, you know, there were a couple of us, I remember that, going to buy it for that first, but I remember playing it all day. All day that first day.
I didn't play it until considerably later.
Yeah.
And I think it's my brother who actually got me into it, which is a little bit backward because normally I'm the one now leading the charge and I'm the one obsessed with everything Fallout. But at the time, he got me in and it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember playing it, and that first time you open the window, you know, you step out. Here in a minute, you know, you see that thing, you're like, whoa.
The step out moment.
Yeah, I was just like, ugh. And I was also terrified.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, because Morrowind didn't have it, Oblivion did. But that's something I mentioned in the Starfield review, is like, there are points where it is, it's overwhelming. Like, okay, you had this, you know, couple hours or so, or an hour, where it's kind of guiding you along, and you're following its rules, and you're learning stuff, and I love the Overseer office. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now do anything you want. It's like, no, I don't, what do I do? And I know that turned a lot of people off.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot for a reason.
Yeah. And people complaining about Starfield's kind of narrow opening. I think it was fine. I thought it introduced you. I honestly probably didn't introduce you to enough. I wish it would have. There are so many things that you can do in Starfield, especially stuff that they tease that you can do, that they don't instruct you on the usefulness, what it actually is, or how to use it. And that's frustrating.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is that someone? I didn't know if there was someone else hopping in there. No. Okay.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just us still.
I thought it was maybe a bolty or something. Vault 101 will not receive a GEC module and should operate under the guidelines laid forth in the Overseer's sealed orders. I always thought the GEC was such a weird concept. It's like, here's this briefcase, and it's got some vacuum tubes. And it's like, what? What? Oh. No, yeah.
Which is great, though, because back in the day, pretty much anything could be solved by something that fit in the suitcase.
Yeah. But my more literal brain back in the day was like, no, that's not possible. I think this is how I got out last time, too. Through the alternate tunnel. That was a really fast load. I remember the load times were atrocious in this game. And now they're like instantaneous. Oh yeah, here we go. The way they buffed these up for Fallout 4, I thought it was dope. They even have these kinds of doors in, not with this huge armature, but like, they have big vault doors in Starfield as well with some of the outposts and stuff. Oh yeah, this is some environmental storytelling right here. Signs of people trying to get in.
Yeah, I always thought stuff like that was cool.
Yeah. I think that's one of Bethesda's strong points, is that environmental storytelling. Just like painting a scene. We're good. Alright, let's have our step out moment. That was really fast. I was a little too fast. Yeah, 16. All right, let's get some small guns in here since I'm obviously gonna be stuck with those for a bit. Sneaking has always been tried. Hey, Victoria, how you doing? It's been a minute. Thanks for dropping in the streamy weemy. I was actually kind of looking at Game Pass and like what games to try out. But I did grab We Happy Few on the suggestion of Medium, because I remember the hype around it, but I remember it just kind of. Glad you're doing some Fallout. Yeah, it's been 16 years since I waited outside our Best Buy and put down my $5 pre-order to pick up this game. Hey Leo, can you eat your dinner, dude? You should really eat your dinner. It's good for you. And it's going to help you grow big and strong. Alright, my man? Can you do that for me? Really appreciate it. And so would your mom and dad. Medicine. Oh, lockpick. Let's get lockpick up here, too. You're welcome. Glad I could help. Oh, let's see. Alright. Ooh. Okay. I forget about these. So I've always played a thief, or early on I used to play a thief, and increasingly that's it becomes more and more difficult. Just because of the game design. Like Starfield, you don't even really need to be a thief anymore because like you just have access to everything at all times.
Yeah, the whole time.
Yeah. How as a Yahtzee Croshaw is like ammo, money, med kits, just always, and I just you just over time just there's less of a reason to be a thief. Female opponents. You can put a special point into any of your... I don't know if I want to do that. Small guns and repair. Oh, yeah. That sounds pretty good. Alright. I did like the the Capitol and Washington Monument being on the horizon. And here's a scenic overlook. This game's never really looked pretty, but it's had its moments. And I do remember the gas station down the way here.
Mm-hmm.
And this dirt, it's so reduced to rubble, it's nuts. And I'm kind of glad they don't give you like a lot of guidance, but maybe, I don't know, maybe they should have.
Maybe a hint?
Maybe a hint. Like, I know that every behind-the-scenes video or whatever is like, you step out, and there's Megaton right in front of you. And it's like, yeah, I guess. I suppose. But look at all this junk. It's hard to believe this came out 2.5 years after Oblivion. Like they just
and I remember when I first came out of that, I was so terrified of getting jumped by anybody or anything going wrong. I just basically sprinted and kind of like dodged here and there, and eventually I made it to the to Megaton, but it wasn't graceful. It was more like
yeah,
go away.
Since I was a hoarder and a thief, I spent a lot of time in like the dungeons and the offices and stuff. And I remember those being so terrible because this is the last one where they have the grid-based, boring layouts that are really tedious. And I just remember I kind of dreaded, going into those after a while. Because it's like, it's another graph paper. I mean, even going into the vaults. I'd be like, and then when they changed that in Skyrim, that was so cool. Baseball, one of my favorite pastimes. I'm President blah blah blah.
Hi, America. We can still do this. I did like their weird obsession with commies. Everything with the giant robot. I'm totally blanking right now. Liberty Prime.
Yes.
Everything with that thing was like, death is preferable to communism and all this kind of stuff.
Which totally matches the vibes down there. Leonard Boyarsky and the decisions that they made in this game, or I guess this series really, especially that first game with that retrofuturism, is so amazing. Still so amazing. And seeing that in Starfield, or not Starfield, the Outer Worlds, with the way that they went, and even though it's this, you played the Outer Worlds, right?
Yeah.
The way that game is so heightened in its commentary and its look and all that stuff is really cool. And I can understand it's kind of this neon edge that, in terms of commentary and graphically, that can kind of scare people off, but I think it sets out to do what it wants to do, and it does it. I think for far better than worse. Whereas this one's it was Starfield or whatever, like it's more milquetoast. in its approach.
I guess that's what I'm thinking too. Is in all of these, you're still following a very, very, very predetermined plan, right? Like the end of this game is one of a couple of options. New Vegas, a couple more, but still you're going to have X, Y, and Z that you have to do. I would like to see one where it's basically, here you go. What are you going to make as your goal? And like mine would be like, maybe it's either time or, until your vault dies or something. I don't know. But you know what I mean? I really just think it would be cool to have a few specifics.
Yeah.
That you could do and not tell you at some point you're going to have to go to Colorado and blow up this thing.
Yeah, it's not funneling you down.
Right.
But then you have to design a huge gameplay loop around that where...
Oh, yeah.
Like, what do you do in the meantime?
Right.
How do you faff about...
it would be, you've got, picture Fallout just like this, or pretty close.
Yeah.
And then picture you're going to be living in the vault most of the time, and you can refurb it and you can rebuild it and you can build bases outside, but your goal is to go outside and procure whatever you need to make your vault work. And I thought about like in the gun runners in New Vegas have a couple of stalls that are built around robots. Like physically the robot was built and then they put a stall around it. And then that way, people can come up and trade. And I was like, well, what if it was something like that? What if your goal was to keep people coming to trade to you and you were sneaking in and out? It's not like, they know where the front door is. But in doing that, you're able to, I don't know, keep them going.
Right. That sounds kind of like a strategy game, too. That is totally like 90s era, like, this is what a strategy game should be, because that kind of rings of like XCOM and the things you could do in that game. Outer Wilds is better than Outer Worlds. But they're like different games though.
I don't know about that.
But Outer Wilds isn't a role-playing game. It's like an adventure game, right? I need to play it.
Can you be Big McLartudes?
Yes.
Can I sneak around and chip away at the computer from a safe distance? Not because I'm a coward, but because it's tactical.
Sure.
Well, I mean, because I would do that if you could.
Well.
Golden handshake.
I know you don't. Yeah, that honestly, that reminds me of games like Dungeon Keeper or Evil Genius, which I wish where's my flashlight? Do I have a flashlight? I don't think I have a flashlight. Where you have a base and you can kind of you can build it out and its capabilities and fend off bad guys and stuff like that. I think we just need a new Dungeon Keeper, really.
Maybe, because, again, in this one, you have a few people. Like, I love going through the school, right? Like, this is a really great looking environment. I also, though, struggle with how many of those things would still be untapped. Like, how come I can go through a school and find a safe nobody's cracked? Or sometimes it's just a weapon laying down there, like a unique named weapon is laying on the top. It's like, really? I've been in a vault for years and years, and this school is overrun, but like, you're finding right now stuff on there.
Yeah.
Where's the raider?
That's what I'm wondering.
Where the heck you hit bats? Will you target him?
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Do you have a flash? I swear there was a flashlight. I can't see anything.
Yep. Hold down the Pip-Boy button, I want to say.
Like thank God. Yep. Yeah. Oh.
And somehow I'm behind on the stream again. I'm going to refresh this and see.
Refresh the stream.
All right. And we are at... You're looking at something in a cage, now you're looking at lockers.
Yes. Yeah, you're not too far off then.
Okay.
You're not too far off. I remember the last stream I did was Starfield 2 months ago, and I was coming down with a cold, and that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was 12-hour stream. No, we're not doing 12 hours tonight, anywhere near it. But sometime
10.5.
I miss streaming. I really like 3 years ago, like, and Victoria remembers because she was in the forum. But weekly, I would do the green room, and we would do the forum, which was actual conversation podcast style thing. But I miss streaming. Like some of the people that got into my Discord early on were people who followed me from the streams. Yeah. And if you're watching the stream, you should really hop into Discord because we have a lot of fun, especially if you're a creator, because we have a channel just for the Creator Corner where people can talk about stuff, give feedback, get feedback on their videos and that, and really just cheer each other on. Like, I just love people cheering each other on in the Discord. So, all right, you're gonna die. But yeah, like, definitely streaming is where I would meet so many people.
It was a lot of fun today to stream, and it worked out really well that I ended up beating RoboCop live on the stream. I didn't think that. I didn't know where I was. I didn't think it would happen.
How long had you been playing that game before you were streaming today? Because you streamed for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Is that really only like a 3-hour game?
Oh no, I had been playing it for a long time today. And it was, I mean, before today. I'll go look in a minute and see how many hours I got on there. I'm about to save. I'm on Hitman 3, but I am playing some of the modes from let's see, Hitman 1 right now.
Because we were chatting we were in the chatterbox last night, and you were playing Hitman, and I remember Hitman was such a huge game for like Giant Bomb. Like, they were playing it all the time, talking about it all the time, and it just kind of passed me by.
I like it just because, again, as a save scummer, I can do it as, somebody who wants to just kind of figure out alternate routes through stuff, sneaky. Like, what I really want is a game that would let me punch and fight and fling people around a little bit more.
Like a melee?
Yeah. Like, this one kind of lets you do some of it, but like, I'm obsessed with finding ways to beat people without without like doing anything big, such as I don't want to have to come down to a big knockdown, drag out fight. I want to if I catch you near a railing, I want to be able to punch you and then flip you over it, and you go down with all your health.
You want like a more decisive melee.
Yeah, and one that's just more open to whatever. It's not just like I'm really tired of any game where it's go here 3 times and go here 2 times and then do this thing 4 times and then now you can now you've done whatever. It's just like all of that feels too it's just too gamey. And it's not to say that it can never happen. It's just that it's not something I need to do anymore. I've done that over and over and over.
You just want to get to the action.
Yeah.
I can feel
Or
that.
I want to have variety and options. I'm just tired of games. That's why I can't ever do Resident Evils. They're just, everybody you meet needs 4 or 5 punches and 7 or 8 kicks, or shoot this thing 4 times and it falls down, then you run up and hit it once.
Davi mentions Dark Messiah. I don't know if you played that one. Because that was like Dark Messiah of my that was like the arcade game, and you had kind of you had a 1-to-1 melee. Yes, of course we're still irascible. Of course we are. My goodness. Welcome to the chat. Yeah. Rascal. What's going on, Rascal? We're talking about melee and stuff like that. Decisiveness.
Yeah, like, I don't do any of the, what do you call them? Souls-like?
Yeah.
You know, too hard. And like something like this right here, when I get my groove going, I'm going to I can knock somebody out in one move.
Yes.
Because that's a gameplay thing, not my skill.
You don't like the
That's just how
spongy
the game is
bits.
designed.
So there was remember back in the day, Soldier of Fortune. There was that it was like Quake 2 or Quake 3. I remember the demo came out and I played it over and over because we're going to take out the dog, and I hope that works. Freaking dog. But it had body-specific damage you could do. And I remember that was so big. Because it felt like you were really making an impact on these people. So if you shot them in the nuts, they were done. Like, it was over.
Yeah.
If you shot them in the head, they were over. None of this, like, you need 5... like you're saying, like, you need 4 rounds of this, 6 rounds of that to take care of someone. I don't want sponges. And sometimes in Starfield, there would be, like, the bosses where you need twice as many bullets to take out this one particular thing. And it's like, oh, God. I don't want to mess with that. Users suck me, ha ha ha. Yeah, that's funny.
Dark Messiah is so good when it comes to kicking goblins off a cliff. See, perfect. That's what I like. You know.
Doesn't Deathloop kind of do that stuff too?
Well, there's a few different ones that do, right? It's hardly just this. The example I'll come back to is back in the day playing Double Dragon. You could fight guys tooth and nail if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, sometimes you could lure them real close to a cliff and punch them, and when they fell down, they would bounce off. And to me, that's not cheap. That's a smart, fun way of playing the game, and that's what I liked.
Definitely.
And so I would like more games that let you do that. And then if you're that guy who wants to go toe-to-toe and hit the perfect combo and blocking and all of that jazz, then more power to you. You can do it. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy.
I want to say there was a game where, I don't know if it was a Bethesda game or something, but like if you knock someone out and they're still alive, you could take their body and like throw it off a corpse and that a cliff, and that would kill them.
Oh wow!
I want to say there was something like that. But yeah, I remember doing that once or twice. Like, yeah. Oh, that was. Nope, I don't want to be fired at. Not quite yet. But yeah, the decisiveness, and I could never get into fighting games because they're just not good enough. So, you know, can I do it? Nope, that's not. Woo! I did it. Nuka-Cola Quantum. So when Fallout 4 came out, they had the Jones Soda that was the Nuka-Cola, and we tried searching for it, and we couldn't find any, and that was a bummer. Because I would totally.
Like it came out for real?
Yeah, they had a limited batch when Fallout 4 came out, but it was exclusive to Target. I don't know why this game has so many ruined books. I don't remember if you could do anything productive with them.
I don't think so. And one of the games, it had preserved books or something like that. And those could be sold.
Huh.
But the ruined books, I don't even know. Maybe no, because you couldn't break them down for anything yet.
Yeah, you can't, like in component parts and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Better hope I don't find you.
Where's the raider? Someone in the chat mentioned or throwing halfling companions right into the face of an ogre in Baldur's Gate 3.
I got mild success in Baldur's Gate by throwing people. It was weird in that it's still a dice roll. So just because your character has the strength to pick up somebody doesn't mean you'll be granted the throw. And then there's a few other ones like that too, and then sometimes it just didn't do anything. So I liked it when it worked, and also you could throw people straight off the edge. So sometimes you could be like, I'm just going to chunk this dude and not worry about the battle. And that was great. But again, I felt like it had to line up with them being okay with it.
Yeah. Using the environment to wreak havoc is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. I wonder, have there been really good examples of that though?
Of
what you're talking about? Yeah.
No, I mean in a few of the MSims that I played, they will have it, you know, where you can
Soul Reaver
get something done. But yeah.
Wait, let's go. No, I don't.
I'm gonna have to go look up what was that we were just talking about?
Dark Messiah?
Dark Messiah? Okay.
Yeah. The Punisher game? Sleeping Dogs. That sounds familiar.
Sleeping Dogs was better than I thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect and it had its issues. I got real tired of some of the I don't like car chases, you know, in a lot of those games because they feel so forced. Again, it's like if you want, you have to go right here. You have to use this car sometimes. You know, they're like, nope, you have to do this thing.
Oh. I remember playing the demo, and because I played it at E3, you know, humble brag, and I thought it was really fun, and then it came out, and I never played it, and then it was it was always on sale for like 50 cents, and it's like, I don't want it, but it's just gonna go on, and I still haven't bought it, and I still haven't played it, and I should. I need to use Stimpaks. And eat these cakes. Oh, it's radioactive. Okay, it's radiated, I should say. Yeah. Okay. Alright, where's this dude? Alright, we're gonna take you out. 18%. Let's do the body. And then we'll try the head. Oh, here's someone else. Are you serious?
You want a little, huh?
Oh! This does not feel good at all.
Come on.
Alright, hang on. That's right. This is how you get your critical punches in. You don't just... Insta-mash, yeah. Alright, hang on. We've got to... I remember this part, the climbing staircases to ragged-ass ledges and buildings and crap. That was a bummer. Alright.
Yeah.
This dude's gonna eat some shit. Yeah, that's right. Yes, give me all of your... Oh, brass knuckles. Yeah, that's what I need. See? Brass knuckles exist. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. My girlfriend says that there's no such thing as brass knuckles, and I believe her. I've never had brass knuckles. But here I am playing this video game, this work of fiction, and here's brass knuckles.
Well,
because brass bends too
Texas,
easily.
I've seen them, so...
Yeah, but they're supposed to bend too easily. Like, then they're useless in that regard.
Nope.
No?
Oh no, I felt a few that are not as real as it gets.
Huh.
You can sell them at like gun shops and stuff here.
I believe... Okay, so Texas, you can't turn the heat on, but you can have brass knuckles.
Yep. You can't... Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can't do that...
Makes sense.
Like, you can have brass knuckles, you can have knives as long as they're bladers, X, Y, and Z, and all that kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Well, sometimes it's not about what you want. No real brass. So are they real brass or are they an alloy?
No, they're metal.
Okay. But...
All different types, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm healed. I don't need to keep using... I don't know how I feel about the green screen interface after all these years. I remember the hacking wasn't fun in this game. Yeah, brass knuckles aren't made of real brass. Right, yeah, because otherwise they would just bend up and break and whatever. I just went through that school. That was a dungeon right there.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun spot.
It's a good starter. Like it really gets you going. It gives you kind of a vibe.
As the kids say.
I am the vibe squad as I wander this wasteland. I didn't like how leveled, like rubbled this was. Especially since the federal district is so intact. Yeah, brass is too soft. Yeah, like gold. No one makes gold knuckles because it would melt in your hands. Not quite that much, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan Olsen's got a new video about the Idris Elba Gold documentary that I watched last night.
You know, I saw that pop up, but I don't even know what the documentary is. So
I swear I had seen an ad for it, but Dan Olsen explains everything inside it, so it's like, yeah, okay. Of course, Dan just leveling fools with facts and knowledge. Oh, what's going on? I stand still for...
As one does.
That's a big ass ant. Die, dude. Take that. His video on World of Warcraft went really, really deep. I know my girlfriend's right, absolutely. I know how this works. Alright, this is another lot of whatever the heck this is. I remember, was it the Republic of Bob? Up in the corner?
Yeah. Dave.
Dave. Yeah.
Right?
I think
it was Dave.
I've got the strategy guide for this game. I think I swear I do. I think it's in the box next to me. And I remember relying... okay. As a good worker, as a good employee, I helped to get our attach rate up, which included accessories, and accessories were strategy guides. So basically every new game release, the big games, I would buy the strategy guide for it, even if I didn't use it. So Skyrim came out, and even though I wasn't working at Best Buy anymore, I didn't buy like special edition Skyrim, but I did buy the hardcover Skyrim guide. And even though I put like 30 hours into that game, I like didn't use the guide at all except to do the bloat fly. Oh, fuck this thing. Oh, he's trying to get away. I have 0. Fine. Goodbye. I barely use that strategy guide at all. At all. Where does this guide... what is this objective marker? What am I doing? What is even going on? Yeah, I guess I'm going to Megaton, right? I guess I am. Let's go to Megaton. Oh, okay. It's just so much rebel. You're not... you got... it's Patreon supporters. That way people don't come in randomly and screw things up. If you want to join in the chat, you can join. You can support the channel on Patreon.
That's right. That's how we do it.
There's an audio chat. If you are a Patreon supporter, you can join the Discord chat, the audio chat. That's what I got. Because last time I had this thing opened, like some weird people came in and bad. It was so bad. Alright, I remember this. I remember the thing is on the north side. Yeah, Baldy's in the chat. We're chatting.
Yep.
We got the chat going on.
We do. Baldy's pal, Patreon supporter here.
Yes, and you're a producer. Producer tier supporter. And I've already put your part into the new Starfield review.
You know, very selfishly, that has become one of the most fun things around. It's just like, you should tell us some of your, your levels or what you offer here, because that was a fun bonus. You've only done that for a little while now, right? Offering, producers and supporters the ability to add vocal components to your upcoming videos.
Yeah. So basically anyone who pays me money, essentially, this is great. Take this, mole rats. So you get in the door, you can watch, every month I do a Patreon Q&A, and if you're a producer, which is $5 a month and up, you can ask questions of the Q&A, which actually reminds me I've got to, in the next week here, ask for people for questions. And then anyone who has a Patreon access, it's $3 a month. You're supporting me, you're supporting the channel, and you're getting your name in the list if it's $5 and up anyway. But you can ask questions, you can watch the Q&As. Every December, I do a public Q&A, so you get kind of a feel for what that's like. There's usually more questions during the holiday one. And, another mole rat. Gee. Oh, no, that is, okay. This is how we're doing it. But you can ask questions in that. We've got this Discord chat, obviously. We've got some other chats in that that are exclusive to Patreon supporters. I need to level or get my freaking health up. Yeah, let's eat that.
And I didn't start at producer level.
No.
I was starting at one of the lower tiers.
Mm-hmm. And
that for years. Mm-hmm. And some people juggle them, and some people come in and out. Yours is one of the ones I've been consistent on. Our other friend, High Functioning Medium, another excellent guy, and he's in there with us. And like you said earlier, I'm always picking y'all's brains for tips on how to post stuff or what I could do differently. Oh, you're low on HP on that one.
I am so low on it, and I've gone through all of my supplies.
You may have to start eating some of those.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, if you eat mole rat meat, it'll heal you.
Yeah. Did I not? I didn't pick up the mole rat meat. That is a rock. That is not mole.
Instamash any of that food.
Yeah.
Have you found a
Keep doing that. Stop that.
Oh, excuse me. Have you found a vendor yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. And I know I'm got to be close to the entrance. This thing, because it's scary. Oh, we got a snow day here too.
That's Megaton, right?
Yeah.
One of those big rocks in the back is hollow. Like there's big rocks along behind it there. I can't see where you are on the screen right now. Maybe that one that's pointing out at an angle.
Hang on.
By. All you do is aim your mouse over them, and one of them will say hollow rock.
Oh. I've gone around the entire...
No, because the entrance is up front with the...
It's up here, yeah.
Guarding it.
Yeah, I wandered around the entire stupid thing. It's so dumb. Well, let me get to the entrance. I thought this was weird. You can, like, look into it, but there's, like, it's a dummy.
Yeah? Oh, yeah. It's a fake cell?
Yeah, and it's like, that's weird. That's strange. Yes, here we go. We're going to talk to Deputy Weld.
Step away, I'll be right back.
Alright, I guess we're going to go into Megaton. been a while since I've been in here.
Damn, you're from that vault, Vault 101. I ain't seen one of those jumpsuits in a long time. Name's Lucas Sims, town sheriff, and mayor too, when the need arises. I don't know why, but I like you, boy. Something tells me you're all right. So welcome to Megaton. Just holler if you need something.
Well, you're welcome. I mean, thank you.
Friendly and well-mannered. I think we're gonna get along just fine. You treat my people nice, and you're welcome to stay.
I can't imagine being a jerk in this game. We were talking about that earlier, but just like, nah, you. Hi, Calamity Jane.
I'm glad we understand each other. Now, is there?
Yes, the December. Yeah, the December Q&A. That's the one I do public. I ask people from the public-facing, the people who are out there in the world. I ask them, what's up?
Nope. Sorry.
And then the other 11 months, it's for Patreon supporters. And I give life updates and all that fun stuff. You know, the usual. The life. Alright, I could use some directions. Let's discuss this bomb.
What about it? I don't trust any of the locals to tinker with it. Besides, most people don't even realize it's still a threat.
Well, it's still a threat, so that's a big deal.
Cromwell and those crazies from the Church of Adam, they worship the damn thing. Why? You think you got the know-how to disarm it? For good?
Oh, Mousy, you don't have to do that. I can see about disarming that.
Oh, all right. Fine.
I don't want to be the jerk at Tenpenny Tower watching it blow up.
Let's take a look at it first. Go easy. If you get the job done, there'll be 100 caps in it for you.
I remember playing the original Fallout and getting those science checks for different things.
Not an option, I'm afraid.
Alright, I'll take a look at it.
Great.
For 100 caps, why not? The power of the atom.
Well, come to think of it, I do remember a stranger.
I have to stand.
Here.
I don't know if that'll work.
His eye. You know the kind a man gets when he's got a purpose. Spend some time up in the saloon.
I remember when I was playing Fallout 3. I don't wait for Baldy to get back in. I remember playing Fallout 3 back in the day, and I skipped huge chunk of the level or the story by getting to the simulator too early, the Dreamland simulator, and so that was really weird because I didn't even meet Three Dog yet. I hadn't done any of that. I think I'd gotten to Rivet City. I missed the whole Three Dog thing, and then all of a sudden, here's my dad again. Like, what?
It's called the Wasteland for a reason. But there are settlements, too, spread all around. The human race is stubborn like that. To the south, you've got Rivet City. But don't bother going to D.C. The place is a war zone. Sure thing, partner. What do you need to find?
I can find some stuff.
I thought you knew what you were doing. If it's just nerves, maybe some chems will help.
I remember you get the Mentats. You can use that to get really smart in these games. Alright, let's get out of here.
Don't blow us up now.
That's the goal.
Got my eye on you. Don't do anything stupid.
Why would you say that?
Good luck.
Alright, let's go. I remember the general store was down in the bottom. I remember going into this crater lots of times.
Alright. We are back.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, you're still at night.
Still at night. Yeah.
So for me, I always skipped a lot of that stuff, man. I mean, I did daytime. So I hated roaming at night if I could help it.
Yes.
I'm Doc Church, and I run
This is a game that really justified the time skip.
Yeah.
Whereas in Starfield, you never need to use that because everyone's always up at all times.
Yeah.
It's really weird, actually.
That was always funny in this one too. Is sometimes you could show up in the middle of the night, like if you're turning in a quest and you tap them on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, I heard you took care of the raiders over in Morgansville," and then like in the middle of a sentence, like they just wake up like everything's great.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that sure is good. Here's the thing. We sure appreciate you helping us out. Thanks a lot. Blah, blah, blah. And they're gone. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
He didn't miss a step.
No, not at all. I can't take. I can afford 2, I think, right now.
The pixels fades in a new kind of order, showing the fear of what lies ahead. All right, I'm gonna put the playoff game in picture here.
Which playoff game you watching?
This is the Eagles and Buccaneers. I've got no preference over either of them, other than to say I, in all things being even, hate the Eagles. So let's go Buccaneers.
Okay. All right.
Especially with Cowboys being out, it's like I don't want these guys to win. But it's fine either way. It's just, for me, it's bonus football. I went and grabbed myself, since it's now a crisp 26 degrees outside, 57 in my house. Got a bowl of ice cream.
I am the weirdo who will absolutely have ice cream on a cold day.
Yep.
No issue. It's -2 right now. And what is that with the wind chill?
So
feels like -3. It's not that bad.
How often does it go below freezing for y'all, but no snow or ice?
Not that often, actually.
Is it always like one with the other?
It's usually, yeah. There's usually like, I mean, because you know, if it gets too cold, it can't snow, and in this case, it's too cold, and so snow can't form in the clouds. So, so yeah, it's just bitterly cold, and my dogs hate it, and I don't like that my dogs hate it, and then it's not great. But yeah, usually it is, there's humidity that comes with it, and then you get snow, even if it's not a lot. Yeah. We have not had a blizzard in a long time.
Yeah. I've never seen a blizzard in my own eyes.
Well, you should, because it's pretty dope.
Trade you a hurricane for a blizzard?
How often do you get hurricanes?
About every other summer.
Okay.
It feels like.
All right.
This was a really dull one, which everybody is thinking that we're about to, which means we're overdue, but you never know.
Yeah. I can't. I guess I'm leaving here. I need to buy like food or something. That's what I need to do. I need to steal some food. That's what I need to do. Go back to bed. Nothing's going on out here. Okay. You cool? Yes, I'm not detected. I'm hidden. Yes. I don't need karma. I need stim pack. Yeah, it's been so long since we've had a blizzard. We've had snow, but we've never had. It's been a while since we've had like shut down the town kind of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
We had to shut down a couple of the big freeways today.
Really?
Yeah. There was just too much ice, and again, our infrastructure isn't built for it. We don't have salt trucks. We don't have snow tires. So if there's ice on the bridge, nobody, even the best of the drivers, is still driving on ice without a well-prepared vehicle.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm waiting. Yeah. Yeah, there was a Penny Arcade comic years ago where it's like a snowflake falls from the sky and it lands on a someone's windshield and they come and crash into a gas station.
Morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah. People don't understand. I mean, even people here, people here going the speed limit on ice. Yeah. thinking,
Yeah.
I've got a Subaru. I can do it.
Right. Yeah, we got to the orthodontist this morning at 9, and there's already a 10-car pileup being reported on one of the major freeways.
Oh God.
It's just, yeah, people don't. Everybody overestimates that they know what they're doing and they can drive better than everybody else, and then it just takes that one.
Thank you, Mouse. I appreciate you. You didn't have to, but I appreciate you. I got a new on this live stream. We have a new associate producer.
Wow, look at that.
So, yeah, shout out. Subs, woo. Oh.
Everyone makes a difference, right?
They keep you out of it. Sure. Yeah, every single, absolutely. Every single person who hops in there is great.
Yep.
So.
Help Kirby afford his cat food, and if there's anything left, Nick gets to spend some money.
Exactly, yeah. It's one of those things where I come home with the paycheck, and I give it to the cat, and the cat counts it out. $1 for you,
right.
$3 for me, $1 for you, $3 for me. It's like, all right, make it last.
Yep. There you go. Hey, somebody has to spend it, you know? I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah, I know. When does the armory open up? Let's wait another couple hours, I guess.
Megaton's laid out kind of oddly. The armory is up one of the stairwells, I think.
No, I'm in front of it, but it's locked. I don't know what the hours are.
Normally, everything's after 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning. Yeah, I don't understand.
I think. Do you have to talk to a quest first?
I
get
wonder.
approval?
I wonder.
You may have to do that one where you repair the little leaks around town before they let you into the armory.
That's possible too. Yeah, I gotta go to the general store. I gotta go to the restaurant. I remember the restaurant or the cafe or whatever. It's down on the general store. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now this is a heckin'
You gotta
bathroom.
talk to Trudy or what's her name, the one who wants you to do all the testing.
Yeah, she's like writing a book or something about the survival guide. If I remember, Crater Side Supply. If that's her. Yes. God, this brings me back.
Got something to sell? Hey.
And it is tricky because one of the ways this game didn't hold up quite so well is a lot of the buildings and that dull green metal looks alike.
What I really do is mostly tinkering
and that goes like with the dungeons and stuff like that. Just stuff looks very similar across the board.
Another mod that I always did was it cleans up a lot of the generic trash laying around. And to me, that's kind of lore friendly too, because if you're really living here, you're not just going to have piles of garbage inside your house. And yet, a lot of them in the little, shops and everybody else, they just have those all over the place.
Right. Like even around here, like people are gonna want to clean their area up.
Mm-hmm.
In the main room, I can't even see the. That's great.
Well, it takes a little more work than
yeah,
to get food.
like there would be flowers or something. Like people would be taking care of their space, so it doesn't look like bad.
It won't help feed you,
right.
But it
So yeah, when you have it looks like rubber.
Anything else or anyone
I get that those lockers are beat up. That's probably the best you can do. But there's always those miscellaneous papers and scrap and leaves on the floor, especially inside, like bricks just in a chunky piles. Like nobody would do that.
I would not buy that these lockers would sit here all ragged and nasty looking like they are. Like you'd figure someone with a hammer would be sitting there straightening them out, getting them working right. Even if they couldn't
especially in a shop.
Exactly. Yeah, like they can do so much, but it's still everything in here is like too dilapidated.
You get down to the lower levels, their lockers might be more and more banged up because they don't have the ability or tools.
Right, because you can even go to the Brotherhood of Steel and the Pentagon, and I remember that place is still screwed up and barely, busted.
Yeah, some of that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, it's like, why is everything so crap? It shouldn't be. Like, people should be going around cleaning things up. Didn't we see Deep Impact, at the end where everyone's standing in front of the Capitol building and they're rebuilding? Although I don't know why you'd have just a huge-ass crowd in front of a construction scene like that, but yeah, I don't understand it.
Out there in the wastes, right?
This
People
game's
really use
really
a
strange.
compilation
And
of
again,
good
that's why I
advice,
liked Fallout 4 better
a
for
wasteland
that.
survival guide. For that,
It did better.
I need an
It's
assistant to
still.
test my
I remember
theories.
going to
I
like a
wouldn't
couple of
want
the
anyone
places
to get
where
hurt
the
because of a mistake. Nobody's ever happy
what
when
were
that
they?
happens.
The main.
No.
I guess the
they just
Brotherhood
yell a
and some of
lot
the other ones would
at
be
me.
operating, and it was just
Mean
junk all
words.
over the place, and it was implied that they had been there for a while.
Yeah, but it's like,
All right then.
why would you
Now, I
not?
think the first chapter will
Why
help
would you
you
not
about
take care of
surviving
your shit?
day-to-day dangers.
And I imagine
Things
like
where
you could be
it is
disorganized
and isn't safe
or
to find food,
whatever.
the dangers of radiation,
but I
and
don't
how
buy
to
that.
avoid and even profit
Yeah.
from dangerous landmines. Ooh, sounds like fun, doesn't it? Which do you want to do first?
What do I want to do? Getting.
Well, food and medicine. Everyone needs them once in a while, right? So they need a good place to find them. There's an old Super Duper Mart not far from here.
Oh yeah, the Super
I
Duper
need to know
Mart.
if a place like that still has any food or
Oh, that was a
medicine
good
left in it.
location.
Oh, great.
Hey, what's the
Food
pay?
is most important. But see if you can get
What you
medicine
got for
too.
me?
And if there's nothing to find, then just come back in one piece, okay?
Because it tells the tale.
And I agree. I mean, obviously, none of these places should look amazing, but surely there's a fine line in between those.
Yeah, because I mean, this takes place like decades after Fallout 2, but in Fallout 2, on the West Coast anyway, they'd rebuilt so much of it that this looks like the bombs just fell last year.
Yeah, that was the big thing, and I lost track of the time on some of those because one of them was supposed to be 200 years, and they're like, "Are you saying that in 200 years nobody cleaned up the rubble inside this building?"
Right, exactly. Here's all these books that are ruined. Small ruined book, large ruined book. Yeah.
Mattresses without sheet covers and all. It's just like I get sometimes.
Yeah.
But in the higher up levels and the military levels, you would think that they got the best.
Yeah, exactly. And the Pentagon just like ruins, yeah, I don't get it at all. I need to get rid of some of this trash because couldn't you use guns to repair other guns? Like that was part of the repair skill. Yeah.
Yeah, you combine them.
Yeah.
And that I liked a lot, and I wish they would have kept that in some of the other games because, like in Starfield, what was the point of having more than one gun? You know, they gave you 50 of it, whatever those generic guns were.
There was a lot of like the Maelstroms and the Grendels and stuff like that, but you could start finding guns that were like good. I think the big thing for me with that was since there was no DPS rating, there was no real way to tell like how much damage you were actually doing, because that was the thing in the Outer Worlds as well, was it says damage is 200 or damage is 10, but then the firing rate is like 20 times faster. So you're sitting there with a napkin like, okay, but how much damage am I actually doing, you know, with this? And that's the pain in the butt. There are some like the EM weapons I didn't really get into. That disable people.
Yeah.
I didn't get into that. Tinted reading glasses, you're out of there.
I didn't either. A lot of those to me look like they were kind of an afterthought. Like Fallout 76 had radiation weapons. That was just stupid.
Yeah.
That's the point. It works on human enemies, but even then they'll still keep shooting you. That's my main beef in these games is if I'm shooting you and hitting you, you should not be able to continually fire back at me, no matter what. Now, if I hit you in the face, you should drop your gun or something. I hate, you can pop them, their head reels back, and they just keep shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, how is... we actually... I think it was Davi brought it up earlier, but how 76 came from all this, because we were talking about Bethesda games just all together. And,
right.
But it's like, hasn't 76 kind of had sort of a redemption tour? Kinda, maybe.
Kinda, maybe.
Yeah.
I would say kinda, maybe. I know that I played a little bit of it at first and wasn't too impressed, and then I played a lot with my brother and our friend, and we had a lot more use out of it at that point. I felt like we really hit our stride, and you could roam through and do quests together. But again, after a while, it was like, what's the point? I'm just going to keep decorating, my little area and defending, but nothing was really coming. So
that's kind of like the outposts and stuff like that.
Yeah, the outpost.
Yeah. Okay, so I have no ammo for anything. That's cool. I need ammo. Let's go back and do that.
God bless the USA and nowhere else.
That is such a thing. Freezing here in PDX. Where's PDX? I would say like Phoenix or something.
PDX.
How's the
Yeah.
stabbing been?
Yolston
Got
Mac.
the food medicine from that
Yoyston?
super duper mart?
I don't know. Tell us where PDX is. We'd like to know that one. Portland.
Portland. Wow,
Wouldn't
how is it
guess
up in
that.
Portland? Tell us more, Mr. Portlandia.
Yes, and are you hiring?
It's
gonna be my new thing. Is like I'm gonna meet people, say, "Hey, my name's Baldy. Are you hiring? Where are you going? Do I need a car to live in your area? Because Portland, I think it's out of my price range, probably forever. But man, it looks like it'd be great. Weird acronym. I don't even know why it has an X.
Or a D.
Portland X.
It's
well,
like a PDA.
presumably the D is from the end of Portland. But why Portland X? I don't know.
What do you...
I need to buy guns.
What was that game we were talking about earlier that they said I need to try?
Dark Messiah.
Dark Messiah.
Dark Messiah.
I need some ice cream now. I'm even more cold, but I got an electric blanket. I got a little knit hat on. I got gloves. This is great.
You
I'm
are
never
cold.
this cold.
How
so this
cold is
fun.
it in there?
Inside my house right now, my thermometer down here says 56.
Are you high? Why are you doing that?
I never get to be
56?
this cold. Yeah, this is crazy.
Okay.
Like, where? What do you keep yours on?
72.
Oh, you are insane.
It's -2 degrees outside.
72 is sweltering. I mean, that's the temperature I put my air conditioner on in the summer.
It's
I start
winter,
burning
my
up.
dude. 56.
If it gets warmer than maybe 65, 60, I think when the girls are here, sometimes I put it on 68 and I feel like I'm sweating. 72.
But it's
word.
dry here. That's different.
It's got to be. It's legit. No joke. It has got to be that because it is always humid. Right now, it's 82% humidity outside.
Yeah, it is
And it's
definitely
26 degrees,
not.
which is why the feels like is, 1 probably. I don't know.
What is the... It's 73% humidity here.
Okay.
But I don't know how that... It's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess 72 is hot for you, Mouse. It's cozy in here. But here's the thing. The heater's on the other side of... Well, I guess I got a vent there. It being so close... Huh?
You don't have central heat, do you?
I don't have space heater in it. No, I have actual HVAC thing.
You don't have like a radiator though, like they do in the UK or something?
No.
Oh, okay.
We have a vent.
I was gonna say, well, that might make a difference.
Next to the window, it definitely feels colder. I remember this morning, like the dogs were not terribly happy about it because it just feels, it felt weird. Like when it's just cold enough that it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. No, when the kids are here, they'll complain.
Sure.
I was laughing. I was telling my brother, and I was like, yeah, the kids are all whiny. I keep telling them I'm going for a personal best. Like, what's the lowest I can do? And like they're complaining, oh, it's too cold. I'm like, yeah, because you refuse to sleep with gloves on. But I wouldn't really make them do that.
You just put some clothes on. Yeah, I guess. But why?
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. Weird.
I mean, I can bundle. But again, I spend my summer just sweating through everything, and the air runs almost nonstop. And with the humidity or not, it's just gross. And so it's just neat to be cold. It's very much a novelty, right? Like, I'm sure if you were here or if you lost power for the hurricane or something, you'd be like, oh, that's wild. This is crazy. I'm like, yeah, when it happens for days on end, you'll be seeing it something else. So I'm sure I could not survive in y'all's super minus temperatures up there.
Yeah, but the power rarely goes out. I mean, it goes out around town, obviously, but like, yeah, it doesn't. It's not and definitely not for days. I know there are people. I know people who have had, you know, their stuff's been out for a bit, and that really sucks, obviously. But
not here. It's just a given. Like they were sending out the ERCOT, you know, stuff, which is our, you know, local regulatory group, whatever. They're sending out stuff saying, "Oh, please go easy on your power." Remember last a couple years ago?
Yes.
We had the Ted Cruz thing, so it's just been like, man.
Yeah, it's like, can't you? In a functional system, the stuff just works.
Yeah, and that was what it was.
Yeah, this stuff should just work. And that's what it's there for. Like, I know people have a distrust for their government or whatever, but that's the thing that you delegate. Like, I don't sit here and make my own power plant. I delegate that power to someone else so that I can sit here on the internet and use that electricity playing Fallout, okay? That's how this works.
That was the other big thing for me is I'm paying you for the right to use this. Now, nobody should waste energy, of course, but don't tell me you'll take my money all year, and then when it gets really hot in the summer, tell me to... You know, they'll send out those things that say, well, between the hours of like 8 or you know, like noon and 9 p.m. It's like, dude, that's when we need it.
Yeah, right.
And don't tell me now. It's like you make it happen.
And like, I get if you have an electric vehicle and there's like peak hours, and you know, you schedule your vehicle to charge during off-peak hours, so you're paying. Like, I get that. To discourage people from charging when everyone else is using it. But yeah, at the same time, like, leave your thermostat to like 78 or something. Mm-hmm. I remember when we went on a trip to the Springs in 2014. We were in Phoenix. We were coming back and for a couple days, and when we got back to Phoenix, our AC died, and it got up to like 86 inside the house. And that was the most miserable things I'd ever done. Yes. And I'd gotten sick at the same time, so it was double miserable. So like leaving your thermostat to 78, no es de bueno. No por favor. That's not great.
Nope. We this summer, power went out, and we made. I was waiting, and it climbed, and when it hit 80 something in here, I took the kids to a motel. It's like, we just can't do another night of it.
It's miserable.
It is. It's just the worst.
They're gonna get me.
Oh, here's the kid from the goat test.
They keep coming. They scare me.
Like, you're sitting there, you've taken out all your clothes, you're on top of the sheets. It is just miserable. Because here in Colorado, not a lot of houses were built with AC. Because you just never needed it.
Okay.
But during the summer now, there would usually be a month or so. It like May comes and it's like May through July or maybe through August, where it's just miserably hot and there's like nothing you can do. So everyone buys fans. So yeah, like AC in Colorado has never really been a thing. It wasn't even until recently. This place has AC. But yeah, up until then, it was kind of, you just suffer through the summer. There's just this period of the year where you're sleeping on top of the sheets. And that's just how it works.
You won't leave me like all the other grown-ups.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's been a minute. I'd like to know first.
Big things. They're all over Great Itch. And they killed everyone.
Please, mister.
That's the other, like, the thing about, like, Starfield is that, like, everything is spread so far out that when you have a quest like this, it doesn't feel like you're affecting the fabric of the world. You're just kind of, well, I just found this dude on this random planet and I helped him out.
You will? Really? Thanks
And
a
that really
whole
kind of
lot.
disconnected me from the
Please.
experience. Okay, now Scram.
Well, there is the personal shelter next to the old diner. Papa always said to stay away from it. But I guess it's supposed to be safe. I'll head over there and wait inside. Hurry back.
Good. Don't get murdered. Oh yeah, and there's fast travel. I forgot there was fast travel in this game. I mean, that makes sense. I remember hopping back and forth from Rivet City. Yeah, that's grim. There's a Super Duper Mart in Fallout 4 as well. Which I remember that was a fun quest. I don't remember if... Oh, hi.
Thanks for not attacking us. Most people don't
And
tolerate
as Country Mouse said, when it's cold, put on clothes. When it's hot, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Especially in public. That's what I always hated at church. Sometimes the older ladies would be like, "Oh, it's so cold. Turn the, turn off the air." I'm like, "No, if you're cold, put on a shawl or something, because
Yeah.
I can't start taking off clothes just because I'm warm.
We were
It doesn't
on our
work
way to
that way."
Underworld, but we
Yeah.
couldn't make it past the
There are social norms,
Now we're
unfortunately.
just going to find our own place.
Especially if you're in church.
It's
Yeah,
a city
especially.
of ghouls.
Well, and probably
The
for
only
good
place
reason,
in
if
the
we're being
wasteland
honest.
that
Oh,
belongs to
yeah,
our kind.
yeah.
Don't want to see that much of the
Hidden
body.
inside the
Right.
Museum of
Pun
History.
intended.
Yeah, some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. We're body positive here.
Oh, for always.
Oh, yeah.
As we're talking to ghouls on the screen, let's really explain body
So
positive.
now we're just going to find our own place in the
It
wasteland.
looks
I did like the
gross.
10 Penny Tower quest because of that. Yeah, it was like, what are you going to do with the ghouls? You're going to kill them all? You're going to do this? You're going to do that?
Then leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it's kind of a big deal. What is going? Oh, I'm just going to take all that. I think I did the 10 penny quest without anyone actually, because like now everyone knows about it, but back then when this game came out,
Hate those new colas. That's free healthcare later.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is another one. Like I loved the Super Duper Mart. It just always, though, I don't know what I would fix. It never looks like I think it should look. Like there's always magically a few things left that you could take that I think could either be looted or destroyed, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'm the one in the wrong about it.
I don't even remember. Well, you could. It may just not be well received. Well, yeah, like taking off clothes and that. Like, yeah. Let's save before we get in here. I guess it automatically saves. Yeah, yeah, this does seem vaguely familiar. I remember this in Fallout 4. And I don't know, like, I remember when I visited the Northeast for the first time and I went to DC and they had like the giant up there and it was just this really, like, the density of stuff in there in the Northeast is just nuts.
Yeah.
So going, where a strip mall is today, would be a whole bunch of stuff out east. Getting used to that is just something else. So I don't know if there's, like, New York has bodegas. I've never been in. We had shopettes on base housing. That's what we did. And that's the closest thing to a bodega I guess I've been into. But I'm just used to big ass grocery stores. No, I don't. Why are you selecting the one that's the farthest from me? Like, come on. Yeah, gotcha. I love the blood
I
splatter.
would love to just be able to walk along and do something like that. Just see a spot to pop in, especially for food. I am convinced my health would be a lot better, as it would most of us, if we could, you know, buy what you need for that day more readily, more easily.
So funny you mention that, because that's kind of what I do, because I'm right next to 2 grocery stores.
Right.
And so I can just walk to them. But that's also why, like, we have a lot of homeless around here as well, because it is that convenient. And unfortunately, there aren't really any supplies, you know, local help for that. So it's like, that has to be absolutely frustrating. Oh, yeah, I'll take dead dude. This seems excessive up here, all these rafters.
Yeah, see, like that, I get it partially, but there's so much wasted space in this building.
Yeah.
I was just playing a level of RoboCop earlier. It's like, why does it go this high?
Like, as far as
like why have that much empty space in any building, particularly if they're ever underground? But again, you're just in pre-war Fallout times, would they have really paid money to build that much room?
Apparently.
I'm also looking at you. You don't use VATS too much. Like, I live in that thing, man. I loved it.
I'm trying, like, because you have to let your, you know, stamina recharge and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I remember I lived when I played this originally. But I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to have that healthy because in Fallout 4, I rarely used VATS. Come on.
Yeah, Fallout 4 is different.
Because the gunplay is just so much better. Oh, yes! Love it! But, yeah, I remember the combat being so chonky in this game. That it's like, yeah, you have to live in VATS. And that was even on the PC, because that's what you played, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I played all of those first on Xbox 360.
Yeah, on the 360, like, yeah, you have to, because if you had precision mouse control, like, I get it. But even these guns, like, they don't. Yeah, I guess we should bump this up. Let's bump up medicine. There we go. But even if you have pixel precise weaponry, your weapon still has a cone of how effective it is. So even if you let's get this to 40, and we're definitely bringing up barter. No, let's bring down this. Let's bring up barter. Yes, there we go. And so there's still a RNG thing. Sounds like Hunger Games.
Yeah. Which one is Hunger Games? Bump up hunger? Or bump up medicine, whatever you were just saying?
Yeah, I guess so. Swift Learner. This seems like a point doubler thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's not bad. I mean, I was always playing as a lady, and I took Man Killer because the vast amount of enemies in the game are men, and so you basically got a free percentage shot against them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah. Alright, so I took food from here. And... well, that was pointless. Okay, sure. Oh. I don't know why my... oh, is it the flashlight runs out of juice? Is that what that is?
No.
Okay, it just keeps turning it off. That's what it does. Here's a bunch of junk. Like, I could understand this random cart being here. That makes some sense.
Yeah, and like 2 or 3 cans on the shelf.
But not like a billion.
Right, but it's more like, what are the odds of finding something good still doing it? Like there's a
at a
bottle of milk
supermarket.
yeah. It just looks it looks a little too gamey is all. And I know it's a game and it's old, but it's just kind of like a little too
Like, I want a
convenient.
believable post-apocalypse
Yeah.
here, okay? This isn't doing it.
It's like I've watched my share of how, Chernobyl and Fukushima look on YouTube, so I know what to expect. but-
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm not a game developer, and I don't know how to program, but come on, guys, really?
I just gotta tighten up the graphics on level 5. Like, that's what you really gotta do.
Just a little bit. Just.
Oh, I get the pharmacy key. That's cool.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Your flashlight's off again. I don't know.
I think I turned that off.
Okay.
But bottle cap mine. I'll take that. Yeah.
Super duper. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my key in one of these metal boxes over there.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense, I guess. Oh, here we go. Oh, and bobby pins. I remember that was a meme thing with this game.
Yeah.
It's like I just could keep finding. Like someone sent like a Todd Howard like a whole bunch of bobby pins. It's like this is not 50 pounds or whatever it was.
Way to go! I like it when people do that.
Because I
People
want
test stuff out.
I want to say they were weightless in Fallout 4, but in this game, like they're like a 1/10 of an ounce, just so they have a weight, something like that. But yeah, if you have too many bobbing pins, come on, there we go. That's what I'm saying.
But again, you just drilled that person with a bullet. Why are they still up and moving?
Right.
And it's a game. I understand that. I would just like to see, though, if somebody ever asked me, what do you think is missing from games? I'd always say we don't get to see a whole lot in the way of realism. And it could play both ways. You could either be a superpowered guy who has ridiculous endurance or something, or you could be as vulnerable, but it would be neat to you shoot one guy in the arm once and he's done, or he bails out, or he decides, that hurt, I'm gone.
Like I literally just shot this lady like 20 times in the head and she's still up.
Point blank.
Point blank.
She didn't even literally did not even blink.
Literally.
I'm watching her here, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get my health back up. Let me eat all these steaks real quick. All right, lady who's got half a head now. Like, criminy. How does that even work? And I'm not even close to encumbrance yet. Although I usually hit that like a couple hours in, and then I'm never ever away
I always ran agility to the max for those sweet AP, skills, action points to use in your VATs. And then later on in this one, and in New Vegas, you could get Grim Reaper Sprint, where if you killed somebody while in VATs, it immediately refilled your entire AP.
Oh.
So sometimes you could go on these brutal, unstoppable runs, and I lived for those.
See, there's a trade-off there where you could do a thing where a headshot actually kills someone, like realistically, but then you get a really fun game, like the game is built around that.
Yeah.
So that then you can just move on to the next thing. You're not. There we go. This locked me.
Yeah. I also wanted to play a game, and I never could figure out how to do it, where you would lose your weapons periodically. Like, how in the old games, even Shadow of the Colossus and some of those, anytime you got knocked down, your hand was always holding your sword. And then you'd get back up pushing on the ground or whatever, but you're still holding on your sword. I was like, what if you were repeatedly, thrown around or something, and you dropped a gun, and then you had to scramble into the next room and get one, or the next time you fought somebody, you had to grab one, That might make all these tons of weapons laying around worthwhile. So at first you grab that stupid pipe pistol that nobody ever really wanted, and then once you've used it for a while, you find something better, you can literally throw that away and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and I wonder, like, kind of where the balance is in something like that, where it's more realistic, but is it fun? And I think that's a conversation that happens over and over again, because I think the more like the hardcore like 90s games where they were more like, if you get hit just right, you're gonna lose some stuff, or whatever. Oh my god, this is a lot of these. Yeah, I'll take some quantums. Hell yeah, I will. But
and again, I know you would have to have a few specific things, but my mind would be, what if you were somebody who had like the ability to regen and revive, like that's your quote unquote mutant ability, whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
So every time you die, you lose everything you had equipped, and then you respawn in with like a generic outfit. So you got to run over and beat up some dude, take his pistol, kind of like the old school heist movies. You know, there are guys, or the old school westerns. You were perpetually clawing and fighting for your next weapon, and that's never in a video game. It's like I pick up one gun and I'm set for my playthrough.
Sure. Yeah, there's been, like, I remember Rage with the shotgun. I mean, I think I still upgraded it, but I kind of just used the shotgun all the time. And it's like, like you always have to kind of evolve. I think games are a little easier about cloaking that stuff now.
Sure.
About the fact that you can it's not as obvious when people are like scaling with you, or you need to get the next gun because the one you have is now not one-shotting dudes like it used to.
Right, and I'm not talking about you can use this gun about 20 times and it'll just randomly break.
That's
want that.
That's the mechanic stuff that I hate. I hate that so much. I keep hitting start when I want to go to the pads. I'm gonna drink all that. Yes. I don't know if that actually helps my health, but I'm still alive. And I'm gonna take this cup. Yeah, everything to do with durability sucks. Always. I think raiders came in. I heard them. Yep, they're there. Yep. Alright, let's take... Is it just... Nope. There you go. Yeah, no. System Shock 2. Oh my god, the durability in there was a freaking nightmare. Which the original System Shock and the remake did not have. Thankfully. Oh, there's that guy.
That was what turned me off on Zelda.
Was the durability?
And, yeah, and the fact that you couldn't really like you just grabbed any, let's say, I don't remember what they're called, any warrior club. It's going to have the same stats as every other warrior club you've ever picked up. You know, and you're going to get the same amount of bashing out of it, and I don't know, just so many little things like that. It didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I get where they're going from, and I get that a lot of people like it. My daughter loved it, was able to beat it, 2 or 3 times. She could do it. It just, for me, was not what I wanted in a game.
Yeah. I can totally understand that. Having to always be in constant fear of something not quite working out. Or something breaking in your hands.
Especially in a fight, like a big fight or something important. It's like, oh, really?
Yes. Do you have those exasperated moments where it's like, why is this happening right this second? Oh my god! Ah! Like that stuff is the worst. Okay, his head exploded. Can you die over here?
The other thing they taunted in Fallout was, if you shoot the guys in their limbs, they'll, stop. But it doesn't do much. Like, you can shoot these guys in the leg with a shotgun and they'll kind of limp, but I want one where the guy drops his gun on the ground and is like crying, you know what I mean? Just being like, hey, I'm really rethinking some life choices right now.
Yeah, that would be, like you were mentioning earlier, with the having enemies being bullet sponges. It's like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. I'm gonna use this Nuka-Cola. Oh, here's this dude who wants to die. Yep. And I don't know why you target anything other than the head, so. Like, why even give people the choice? Alright, well, I think I'm going to wrap this up right here. Baldy, I appreciate you joining me. I do want to get in streaming Wednesday and Friday. I think Wednesday we're going to do Happy Few, because I've never played it. And I want to see what that game is. But I don't know what Friday is yet.
Okay.
So if you're available, feel free. All
right.
I'll hop in, and we'll do around the same time.
You started at what time today? 5:30?
45. So that's like 5:45 there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's save the.
Yep.
I'm at the point in this game that I was when I was streaming the original Fallout, where it's like I'm good playing this for a good long time.
That'd be a good one. Maybe that's your first Friday game for right now.
Oh, no, Friday I can't. No, Friday I have a meeting. Yeah, thank you. But Wednesday,
yeah,
we'll definitely get some streaming, and then if depending on how things go, we'll go into the next week and go from there. But yeah, I've missed streaming, and I'm gonna stop recording on there. Let's bring this back. All right, we're back. I put the Buzzy in the corner. Yeah, this has been real fun. And 3 hours seems to be just right, something like that. So, drop on by, have fun. Come check out the Discord if you're not already in there. There were some people I saw in there. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Absolutely. Everyone should be in the Discord. Our Discord's so fun. I love that. But yeah, drop on, and we'll keep up schedules, and I'll post stuff in the community tab on the YouTube, and keep everyone up to date. So yeah, Wednesday, and then we'll go into next week. And then I'm cranking away on Starfield. Last night I said it should be within the next 2 weeks. And of course, because of my internet, it takes a billion years to upload that. So Starfield is coming. It is near. But now I can look at Starfield with this lens of having just replayed Fallout 3 for the first time in 15 years, and have that vibe now too. So, all right, let's get out of here. Thanks for dropping in. Discord, like, subscribe, whatever. I don't know how you're watching this if you're not subscribed already anyway. So, all right, let's get out of here. Bye.